Southern States Bank, your community, your bank. SouthernStatesBank.net. Member FDIC, NMLS number 410611.
McDonald here from Cowie the Force. Cowie the Force is Newman's own addiction recovery support center. We exist to provide recovery support services for individuals and family members who have been impacted by addiction. Our services are no cost, and all of our information is available on our website at www.cowietheforce.org or follow us on Facebook.
Keep your home safe with home scan inspections. Our licensed and accredited professionals know exactly what to look for in order to prevent safety hazards and costly effects that may be found in your home. Ask about our free roof and termite inspections to ensure all areas are covered. Visit homescaninspector.com or send a text to 770-855-5678. Home Scan Inspections, where no matters.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location. 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Noonan. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken, right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A, here in Noonan.
Hey there, folks. Looking for the top expert in Medicare, health insurance, and life insurance? Look no further than CP Financial.
Where did that coffee cup come from?
Charmaine works with multiple companies, ensuring you get the options tailored just for you. Why settle for less when you can have the best? 706-525-5931 and speak to Charmaine, CP Financial top local sales agent. Your peace of mind is just a call away.
Hey, sports fans. Weekdays, 3 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. Drive time on WQEE. Braves Country is a Southern.
Good morning, Warrior Defenders.
McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. That's Braves Country with Mac McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. Weekdays, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
Hey, sports fans, it's Rod Peterson here, host of the Rod Peterson Show, inviting you to join us daily for 2 hours.
Warrior Defenders going to tell you to come in a little early on Friday. You can come in a little early on Friday. I'll talk to you about it today.
Including the latest on the Falcons, the Braves, and more. And who knows, you might even hear you. That's the Rod Peterson Show, daily at noon, right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
Intersection of the 5 and the 91 freeway. One thing we have been noticing, again, it's a very slow pursuit, followed by numerous highway patrol vehicles. But because of the intensity, it seems like people have heard about what's going on. And all the overpasses that we've seen have been lined with what has been going on down below as the presumed vehicle of O.J. Simpson is still traveling very slowly northbound along the 5 freeway, coming up again towards the 91 intersection. At that point, we'll just have to wait and see which way he's going to go. But at this point, it's still a fairly laid-back situation, dangerous situation at the same time, because again, the highway patrol does not want to intimidate. I repeat, did not want to intimidate this vehicle into doing anything that they really don't want it to do. I think the main thing is to get him pulled over as safely as possible. And there's only a couple ways that'll happen. One is him just pulling over and or running out of gas. So
good morning there, Green.
They'll be able to pull this off in a safe measure.
Very, very big. I've got Native American in me, so it embarrasses the youngsters.
Absolutely. Again, Pat,
Good question.
It is a pursuit.
Good question, Green.
Unfortunately, it has a lot of mitigating circumstances because of the high profile of the.
Sounds good, Warrior Defender.
Proposed suspect that's inside the vehicle, which could possibly be and appears to be at this time O.J. Simpson.
He is the GOAT, on and off the court.
Absolutely, and I don't know if I should say this or not, but we have seen one vehicle in the past that actually ended the pursuit at Parker Center. So it'd be quite ironic if that was to happen with this one traveling all over 5 to Los Angeles and did just go right and give up that Parker Center. So we'll just have to see what happens. Giant copies. Giant copies.
The views and opinions of this show and program are not the views and opinions of this station.
I did. Thank you, Christopher. Hope you had a great Father's Day as well. Oh, my goodness. Yes, indeed. God bless Jerry West, my friend, one of the greats, actually, who passed away. Good morning to you, good evening to you, good afternoon to you, and good night. It's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. Time for us to kick off a Monday edition. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host with the most, the one, the only, Ryan O'Neal, and of course, oh, I'm the game, all right. 50,000. Let me get that frog out of my throat. 50,000. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast. Shout it out loud. Across the RyanORadio media page. Earth Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Columbia Isles and Canada. And finally, the Jordan Communication of Family radio stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, including right here at 99.1 FM, WQEE the Key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and more. We're welcoming you into the greatest show ever, the RyanORadio Penitentiary. You're in lockdown. And to my haters, well, Triple H has this to say to you. Listen up. What is going on in a Monday edition of your favorite radio show? Sounds like I'm starting to get a little hoarse throat there. Get my coffee ready this morning. Yes, back. The Frappuccinos. The Frappuccinos are back. Now, is that good Frappuccino? Is that going to make you sick? You never know. All right, anyway. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and hello to everybody out there. Good morning to Christopher. Hope you had a great Father's Day. I did. Hope you had one as well. Big Buster, good morning to you. Stinson, good morning to you as well. And Warrior Defenders will be with us later on with the Empire Strikes Back show at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. And good morning to her as well. And Green, good morning to you. He got his answer from me off air, so now he's like, oh. All right, it's the Monday edition. Coming up inside the Coach's Corner is going to move up a little bit earlier into the second period. We're going to talk with Coach Tommy Lewis. He's got a meeting in the 9 o'clock hour. So in the second period, we'll have him today. But we're going to talk to him about the Stallions winning over the weekend, totally destroying the Brahmas yesterday. Totally destroying the Brahmas yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll talk about that. Plus, we'll get his thoughts on Game 5 in the NBA and the NHL. We'll talk about high school football action with him, War Eagles football. All this coming up period number 2. We got an Israel at war. We'll talk about a California bear breaks into few different homes. Hey, boo-boo, let's take them out, boo-boo. We're going to steal the bear burglars. That's right. We'll talk about that. Plus, Princess Kate is back out in the public eye. I know everybody's excited about that. Every one of my listeners are ecstatic about it, and some of my English listeners are for sure. The FBI warned about the old people. Stop picking up those scam artists are coming after you. We'll get into that this morning, as well as a Massachusetts middle school graduated 23 sets of twins. I will get into that. And an 81-year-old woman in Boston is been working for the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority for a number of years. And we'll get you the rules, what's coming up towards the end of the month here, between the presidential debate, between the ice cream lover and the guy that said he likes Napoleon ice cream. We'll talk about that coming up later on. Yes, I'm making fun of both of them. That's going to make somebody mad. Well, who cares? Johnny says the Oilers are going to have the greatest comeback in the century. Is that what you think, Johnny? It could happen. You never know. You never know. They totally destroyed the Panthers on Saturday, 8-1. But I still think the Panthers are going to win it. Everybody goes back to their home bases as Boston heads back to Boston for the big game to play host to the Mavericks, and the Panthers will head back to Florida to play host to the Oilers. Which team is going to win their game 5? 43% of it. That's our poll question. Florida Panthers, Boston Celtics. Florida Panthers got 43% of the votes. The Celtics got 57% of the votes. I think a lot of people feel like the Celtics are going to take game 5 quicker than the Panthers will take game 5. And that might be true, guys, because it was, we do know that the Oilers are a better team than what they showed Saturday night who they were. Okay. And everything. So I had to check that game out just a little bit. And when I saw them just totally destroying them, I says, this game is over. It's over. So there you go. So Tuesday night is the big game for the Oilers. Tomorrow night, game 5. And we'll talk about the Celtics have game 5 tonight. So we'll talk about those two games. Johnny said the Oilers are playing like they got absolutely nothing left to lose. Now, laugh out loud. They have nothing. That's a good one, Johnny. They do not have anything left. Exactly. It's listener takeover at the beginning of the show. Get your thoughts in here from your Father's Day weekend. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Sports news, everything you got it going on. It's the RyanORadio Penitentiary. You guys are in lockdown. And man, oh man, do I want to talk about this right quick. That is probably becoming the biggest thing. Plus, Jeff Hardy, man, returns to TNA on Friday night to join up with his brother. Even though Matt didn't win the world title, it's still him, Nick Namath, the former Dolph Ziggler, Dolph's brother, Ryan Namath, and this up-and-comer Joe Henry kind of forming their new little group. There you go. TNA's back, some big stars, and that Joe Henry's excited because unlike most young people are like, I don't want the old people to come in here and take my spot. He's like, whoa, come in here, elder statesman, make me make money. That's the smart ones right there. If I got elder statesmen that everybody wants to see, I'm going to make money. So we'll talk about that. Plus, WWE CM Punk doing the Scotland screw job on Drew McIntyre and all that. We'll get a little bit of updates throughout the morning there. But also the NBA action tonight, back in action. The Celtics move on back home to play host to the Mavericks after the Mavericks took a big one over the weekend. And then the Panthers totally got to wait till tomorrow night to get a little revenge as they head back home to take on those Oilers who, like Johnny says, have nothing else. There's nothing left to lose now. So there you go. Inside the coach's corner this morning, plus FBI warns scams against older people. And we'll talk a little bit about that. And I watched this documentary I'm going to get into this morning called Radio Days, 101 Years of Radio, all the way back when it started to where they had radio was kind of having the old radio shows, the music taking over, to fighting against MTV at one time, to which really wasn't a fight, to supposedly fighting against the wannabe podcasters out there, and all these radio people are in here, executives and everything, talking about, well, you got anybody that can do it. It was funny how they were doing that. I was like, you know what? I love this. I know that we got a lot of people that's going to keep this thing going, whether the wannabe podcast live in their mom's basement do it, talking about the conspiracy theories of the world. That's never going to be as popular as real radio. So, sorry, radio will take over podcasting, like I said. Told you a lot of stuff about this. We'll talk about that. A lot of things I've said have came true. I predicted the two teams here in the NBA and the NHL finals. I predicted what's going to happen in the election. Actually, I didn't predict it. I just said it. You use your brain together. It's just one thing. Good morning to Warrior Defenders. Good morning, Pete. Why didn't you say good morning to the Navajo Nation? Sweetleaf's like, what's up? What's going on? Yes, scams are on the rise, said Warrior Defenders, and we'll talk about that at Power Strikes Back show before. You sure did. And the FBI is warning about that, so we'll get into that. We got so much stuff to talk about. And the UFL Championship game is the Birmingham Stallions laid the smackdown on the San Antonio Brahmas. If you smell it out with the Stallions, we're cooking, Brahmas. I knew it was going to happen. I told you it was going to happen. They came back from some revenge and did that. Great game on Father's Day as well. And so we got a lot of things. Oh, you did say hello to him. Oh, yeah, you did. You did. I see it there. Well, Sweetleaf, he did say that. Sorry, guys. I don't care if he says hello to me or not, but he always does anyway. It's no big deal. His wife, he's supposed to say hello to his wife first thing anyway, and then we're secondary. So, I'm good with that. It doesn't bother me. Sweetleaf was the one that said something. Sweetleaf's like, don't throw me under the bus even though I said something. Oh, my goodness. I appreciate you. 21 minutes past the hour, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to take a look at your forecast here in just a few moments. Let's see what we got going on forecast-wise. Say the time and temperature this morning. What's up, Granddad? Big Granddad, what's up, dude? Good morning to you. Hope you had a great Father's Day as well, my brother, and everything. Currently, let's see, I'm going to bring up the time and temperature if it quickly comes up for me and everything. 75 degrees right now under beautiful sunny skies in the Atlanta market. High near 90 today. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, everything's all. Mike and the crew can lay the smackdown for you. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Happy Father's Day. Thank you. It was great to be able to have the stepkids tell me that, At least one of them did. The other ones I understand. No, they know I don't. They know I know. Just the oldest ones always said it. All right, so that's why I will say, hey, her kids, you got a young kid. Hey, I take up for them. They're the grandkids too. It's the little things, brother, that warms my heart. I know, right? It definitely is. Granddad. And the cool thing about it is our grandparents wasn't quite as cool. And then our parents were grandparents that wasn't quite as cool. But the Generation Xers were the cool grandparents. We go around hearing our grandkids, don't you say it sucks. And start thinking, back in the day, we used to go, suck it. Too sweet. We got 2 words for you. Then we listen to Metallica going, so blank and what? Very true. Exactly. And then everybody's like, the middle generation, the millennials and everything, like, wrestling's boring. They don't do what they used to do. All of us old folks are like, well, back in our day, yeah, they did do that. But, now we're looking at our grandkids going, we don't want them falling into Generation X. Look how many times you got us in trouble at school. Oh, yeah. And then going around, we're going to play Metallica. So blank and what? So much. So, never mind. Oh, Lordy. All right, guys. We welcome you into period number 1 of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. We got a lot in store for you this morning. Which team is going to win their Game 5? Game 5 tonight for the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks in Boston as a return. 58% of you say that you believe that. Florida Panthers return tomorrow night to Florida to play host to the Oilers in Game 5. 42% believe they're going to win it. So there you go. Give us a little like on there and everything. I had a high school suspension I had a high school suspension once a week in middle school and high school. Laugh out loud. And I bet you tell the grandkids, don't do that. Don't you get in trouble. No, not your proudest moments. No. I was one of those nice kids that always did my homework and everything, even though I had the long hair and I looked like the troublemaker. I was always good, but I was always suck it behind the teachers' backs to the people. Hey, suck it. And then go pick on the bullies. I'd slam as the bullies, we'd be picking on all the, quote, they used to call them nerds, to pick on the nerds. I used to go up and slam the bullies lockers and everything. You got this guy wearing this all black and metallic and everything. Shay's going, hey, I heard you were picking on little Leroy over here. No, okay. Usually their names were Nicholas. You did picking on little Nicholas over here. Hey, little Nicholas is in my AP class, buddy. He's going to be smart one day. So you know what? He's just like me. You don't be picking on him. And say, hey, is that your girlfriend right there? How you doing? Granddad said I was a class clown. You and I would have got along. I was the one that picked on the bullies. In the marching band, played trombone and drums, and I was in the marching band. I was the one that picked on the bullies. Walking around school. Said, okay, my senior year, I'm not gonna hang out with my band guys that I was hanging out for years. I'm gonna produce my own crew to follow me. I had my own cult. I'm just kidding, it wasn't a cult. We had fun back in the day. Generation X was just so much fun. And the boys used to have their guns in their guns racks and their vehicles and everything. Oh, those were the good old days. Nobody worried about people coming into school shooting up because they knew that if those boys took their guns out of their gun racks, that their dads would come up there to school and find them. Boy, did you take that gun out of here? Think you were going to threaten it? No, you put that gun up and you threatened that boy with your fist. Guns are for shooting deer. Dummy. Because if you live in a small town, why are you going to shoot your neighbors? Oh, the good old days. Gail, good morning to you. I hope you're doing great this morning. I know you had some problems last week. We hope you're doing fine. Good morning. Welcome into the show. Bolly, what's up? You do. I love 50 cows. C-A-L-S. Oh, what's up, Bolly, from the other side of the world? Good morning to you. All right, or good evening, good afternoon to you. All right, guys. Before we get into the break here, we got a few things we're going to talk about. We'll get into Israel at war here right quick. Here's a little headline news coming out of Israel. The Israel military will pause fighting during the day along with an important humanitarian aid in southern Gaza. To help with that effort, the IDF, the Israel Defense Force, said on Sunday it also warned against their enemies for further attack in the Middle Eastern country. In a statement online, the IDF announced local tactics of pause of military activities yesterday from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily local time along the roads leading up to the Shalom crossing, which connects southern Gaza with Israel and north to the European hospital near Khan. So there you go. Israel put this on their, X page. Israel's government activities in the territories added that the pause started actually on Saturday. It's a move that comes as the United Nations and international organizations have discussed this with Israel. I guess they're back to war as of last night, but to get human aid in there. So there you go. Whew. Good morning to everybody out there. We got a couple of things going on. Let's do one more newsworthy note from Israel before we get into a couple other things. This morning, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk about Radio Days, 101 years. It's a documentary I checked out over the weekend of radio. An explosion claimed the lives of 8 Israel Defense Force soldiers returning from an overnight operation on Saturday about 5 a.m. This was in the southern Gaza area, and that's why they stopped some of what had happened. That is what's going on with your Israel News War. Israel, Hamas, it is the conflict continue, and hopefully this thing will pan out. Putin killing, Bali says Putin's killing people in Ukraine, but in bricks, showing bricks. Is that British or bricks? Showing some symptoms. Oh, but they're showing, okay, in Gaza, yes, but they are showing some, pulling back and show some sympathy in Gaza. Bricks showing some sympathy in Gaza. Say that 5 times fast, right? Sympathy in Gaza. The bricks. BRICS is what he put in there from Gaza. It is. Well, we all know Putin, you know. The only people who like Putin are like, I like Putin because he's evil. He's a good guy. My master said so. Oh, don't get mad when I start making fun of everybody. All right. I do that. 31 minutes past the hour. No, but reality, Putin's not a good guy. He's a communist. He's been president over there forever. He's like, I'm going to run for president. I make the deal with the devil. The devil will be like, the devil's like the guy, what is his name? Eddie Griffin. I'm the devil. Ha, Eddie Griffin. The comedian playing the devil. I made a deal with you. Took you, and you're the president for life. Yeah, but they got a pretty good deal over in Russia, Bob. Oh, everybody's taken care of. All the rich people have everything, and all the poor people, you know, they're killed. Isn't that pretty good? Sure is. Wasn't Russia hit by a terrorist attack by Islam? Such a dual-faced blank. 82% votes, like Gaza 70% votes. Yeah, I think so. You're telling the truth there. When we come back from the break this morning, we will be talking about Princess Kate making her debut in front of public again. I know that you guys are excited about that. Yeah, he is going to cause World War III. Old Putin is all about that. Because he don't care about nobody. Or are you saying the devil's going to cause it? The devil is causing it. The devil's like, hey, how you doing there? Hey, you doing there? Like one of them little jumping things from everybody's hearing. I'm the devil. I hate people. I'm going to tell you it's all right to be evil. Hey, Bali, I agree that he's probably a white supremacist. Or white supremacists suck up to Putin. I can't say what you said on the air, but I can say similar to what you're saying. Well, I think I think that demon-possessed people love him. But we're not, you know what I'm saying? Hey, how's it going, mate? Hey, how's it going, Angry Hobbit? How you doing this morning? Hope you had a great Father's Day weekend. Coming up after the break, we'll talk about the FBI warning against elderly scams, and Princess Kate is on the way. We'll talk about that. Plus, we've got a couple of cool news stories you want to know about an 81-year-old Boston woman who drives for the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority for a long time. She's made the Guinness World Records. Also, a Massachusetts middle school made the Guinness World Records graduating 23 sets of twins. And authorities in California say it's break-ins. Not cat burglars, but bear burglars. We'll talk about that. John says, did you listen to the Georgia Guzzler, a.k.a. Chris? Nope, I haven't had a chance to. It's been a weird weekend. FM radio is what we are, buddy, but I appreciate you asking. And we love AM radio. I love AM radio. But we're FM. Polly says, nothing demon putting in a drunk. Putin is a drunk in vodka like me. He has a head of state. I'm not. AM is short ranged, but it's still, I like AM. But we're FM. So thank you for asking that question. 69. I'm just going to call you 69. What a cool name. Back in a moment. No, man, I didn't hear that, John. I mean, I haven't a chance to check him out. It's been Father's Day weekend. And guys, I checked out something called Radio Days, 101 years of broadcast radio. And I'm going to talk about that this morning. Oh, yeah. That's coming up in the final period. What's up, Wilson? He's in Arkansas. One of our other players. I love Arkansas. I went through there. I have a good story after the break about Arkansas. Stay tuned. Oh, yeah, there's some AM stations that are powerful. He's right. Or she's right. I don't know if it's he or she. I'm just going to say until they tell me. Bally, my brother. Me and him get along really well. Oh, a she. Okay. 69, ma'am. Sorry about that. You never know with the names on here. That's why I always ask. It's storming in Detroit, loud rolling thunder. Is it? I'm gonna make a bad joke. Is it the God of Thunder? Did Gene Simmons show up? I'm just kidding. Bad joke, Ben Briggs. The God of Thunder. Never mind. Yeah, you never know who's winning, right, Bolly? Oh, okay. Selena. Okay, Selena. Okay, I see girl now. All right, so Selena. Okay, I'm gonna say Selena, 1969. That's awful young, Selena. You're young. You're welcome. Weapons manufacturers are winning, bankers winning. Soon to be the RyanORadio Penitentiary people are winning in the inmates. Doc Brown, good morning, ma'am. How you doing? Selena, I don't believe that. I believe that's how you think, but I don't believe that. Get a sip of that Starbucks. Here you go, Granddad. I had someone bring me another whole case of these, guys. Yes, I know it's not 100% coffee and it tastes more like chocolate milk, but hey. It's got a little coffee flavor in there. It makes me be like Beavis. Hey, what's up, my munch? God of Thunder. That was a Kiss song. You're very welcome. Now, I love tea, Bolly. I love hot tea. I love sweet tea. I love it all. Oh, my goodness. Welcome back in to RyanORadio Penitentiary. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. If I don't see you again, a very, very good night. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast. We're across the RyanORadio media page, Earth Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, Navajo Nation, the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and 99.1 FM, WQEE, The Key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and so much more. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to Selena joining us this morning, as well as Wilson from Good Morning Arkansas is with us. Inside the coaches corner, coming up in the granddaddy of them all in period number 2. We'll talk with Coach Tommy Lewis about the War Eagles high school football team, but we're going to get into the Stallions winning over the weekend in the UFL. We'll talk about today's poll question, NBA and NHL championships. Tonight, the Boston Celtics head back home to play host to the Dallas Mavericks in Game 5. Tomorrow night, the Florida Panthers are back in Florida, Sunrise, Florida, as they play host to the one, the only Oilers. All right, which of these teams are going to win their Game 5? 41% of you believe the Panthers will, and 59% of you believe the Celtics win tonight. That's our poll question on this TGIM edition of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Good morning, good morning to you, Zach. How you doing this morning? I hope you had a great weekend and a wonderful Father's Day for everybody out there yesterday. Graffiti Bridge, good morning to you as well. All right, ladies and germs and boys and girls. We hope you're enjoying your day. I'm enjoying my day. Red Bricks, good morning to you. He says it's like thundering and storming there in his neck of the woods. 15 minutes away from the top of the hour, we're at 75 degrees. Top of temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Michael and the crew can exterminate and lay the smackdown for you. Red Brick said they had a shooter in Rochester Hills over the weekend. God bless everybody in that area. I hate hearing about that as first thing on a Monday morning, and especially a Father's Day weekend. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Like, subscribe, and share to the page. If you want to help a brother out, go to $, RyanShelander, RyanShelander. Ladies and gentlemen, help a brother out. Get a little pizza or something. All right, very sad. He said it was a kid's water park. Ooh, man, that's even worse than anything. Ooh, wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, a couple of headline news as we head into this part of the break, and after the break, we're definitely going to talk about it. Wilson, I wanted to tell you my short little story. I've told it before on the show. We were coming back from Vegas. We came through Arkansas, got pulled up. I got pulled over by a state trooper, and the dude just wanted to shake my hand. So I love Arkansas. Love it. He said, I just wanted to meet you. My name's so-and-so. I was like, oh, okay. How you doing? He said, doing good. Well, I'm doing something wrong. He said, no, not really. Just don't get too much behind the truck there, but go on about your business. I said, okay, thank you. It was all good. Shooter killed himself after his sick deed. Well, good for him killing himself. At least that's one less sick human being on this earth. God bless me for being against that, but it's just going after children is just But anyway, a couple of things we wanted to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. The Princess Kate participated with the Royals for the first time in the celebration of King Charles III's birthday on Saturday. And the first public appearance since she'd been diagnosed with cancer, she showed up. The 42-year-old princess was with her husband, Prince Harry, and 3 children, George, Charlotte, and Louis. She come out to be on the balcony for the King and Queen of the Royal and to watch with the Royal Air Force fly over for King Charles III's birthday. Glad that she is. We're still going to talk about the FBI warning against scams against the elderly. We're going to talk more about that, ladies and gentlemen. And police search for a motive in the random water park shooting. That is one of our headline news stories. It was in my news story here and everything. Speaking of that, we'll just go ahead and pull it up. They're still trying to figure out why this unhinged person did this. 9 people were wounded in what was described as a random shooting Saturday afternoon, Rochester Hill, Michigan, and officials are still looking for a motive. 2 children and 7 adults were shot in the attack at a splash park. The adult victims range between ages 30 to 78. The children victims were described as an 8-year-old boy who was shot in the head and a 4-year-old brother who was shot in the leg. The older boy remained in critical condition while the younger is in stable condition. Their mother, a 39-year-old woman, was reported in stable condition. And the Oakland County Sheriff there said Saturday that Nash pulled up to the parking lot to the splash page. His name is Nash. They didn't have a first name, I guess. Nash pulled up to the Brooklands Plaza splash pad, left his vehicle and opened fire from 20 feet range, reloading multiple times. And like we said, he killed himself as well. The suspect fired about 28 times, and they still don't know why this idiot did this. We definitely prayers. Thank you, Gail, for that. The alleged man was 42-year-old Michael William Nash from Shelby Township, who was found dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound in a home where he shared with his mother. Also, he was one of those people that went on the internet and here I can already tell you, he's one of those people went on the internet, believe the world's coming to an end. It's everybody's fault. I got to kill all the lizard people, so I'm gonna go out here and kill all the lizard people. Smoking the THC that's 180 proof instead of doing what you normal people do, like sweet leaf, and just smoking the actual natural stuff. They're acting crazy, folks. No such thing as a royal family when we have all been tricked by a group of parasites. Oh, they take over everything, right? This has been at least 220 mass shootings in the United States so far, according to the Gun Violence Archives. They defined a mass shooting as one in which at least 4 people were shot, not including the shooter. Wow. God bless this family in the name of Jesus Christ. God bless all these people. Hope these young children and family were able to come back from this and get out of this. Thank goodness that the demon-possessed person is taken out in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Had to do that, guys. Had to do that. Wow. Man, crazy people in this world. Crazy people in this world. And it's people living in their basements, getting on the internet, getting on the dark web, believing all the BS on the dark web. You know that's all a bunch of BS, right? Okay? It's just demon-possessed people getting out here telling people that they're good. It's the same type of demon-possessed people to say, freedom of speech, to say hateful, racist things. It's the same type of demon-possessed people go when you say, hey, the Klan are evil and everything, then they got to start dropping in Black Lives Matter just because they're demon-possessed. Well, I wasn't talking about Black Lives Matters. I was talking about the Klan. So you got people that will say things that have nothing to do with reality. That's demon-possessed people. And this guy, Michael William Nash, he was possessed with some kind of demon. And I know some people don't believe in this. That's fine. Hey, but I do. I know it's real. All right, we're going to come back from the break. We got a couple more newsworthy notes continue to stay with us on the page. If you're not on the page with us, where the heck are you? What are you doing? Warrior Defender says, I teach a course how to survive a shooting. Unfortunately, can happen anywhere and within seconds. It sure can. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. More right here on the RyanORadio Penitentiary as we cruise on this edition of your favorite radio show.
Buying some pretzel sticks?
Excuse me?
This is your wake-up call from Trackphone Wireless.
Okay.
What if you didn't eat
That's right.
pretzel
That's
sticks
right,
today?
Red Bricks.
So this store took them back.
Good luck.
That's how some companies are with your data, but Trackphone Wireless gives you unlimited carryover data with active service, so you keep what you pay for. Plans start at $20 a month.
Wow, that's cool.
Sir, are you bothering the customers?
Hang on, this is your wake-up call, people. Trackphone Wireless. Now you're in control. See terms and conditions at trackphone.com.
Hey, this is Pastor Terrell Scott, and I come on Sunday at 11 a.m. and Tuesday at 11 a.m. bringing the Word of God to bring transformation, hope, and deliverance to your life. God loves you, cares about you, and wants to instruct and guide you in His Word. So I compel you Sunday at 11 a.m. and Tuesday at 11 a.m. Tune in so your life can be radically changed forever because God's love and care.
You're walking shopping or on your favorite trail. You get that feeling somebody's coming up on you. What do you do to be prepared in today's world? Hi, I'm Holly Reese. I'm the founder of Warrior Defenders. As a certified tactical self-defense instructor, I'm specializing in women's self-defense. All women of all ages have the ability to learn how to defend themselves effectively with technical drills to build their survival skills. You can be your own hero. Classes and private seminars are available. Learn today to have a safer tomorrow.
I could have been there with my grandson, and I pray for the families. And families. Oh, man.
31 Jackson Street, Suite A.
Definitely so.
Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m.
I watched a documentary that had mostly talked about local radio in your market, Red Bricks. We'll talk about it in the final period.
Jackson Street, Suite A, here in Newton.
Sweet Southern Rewards. Check out the Southern Rewards cashback account from Southern States Bank. Debit card transactions earn you cashback. With our Southern Rewards cashback account, you can earn up to $30 a month. Sign up for your Southern Rewards cashback account today. Visit your nearest branch and check us out online at southernstatesbank.net to learn more. Southern States Bank, your bank, your rewards. Housing lender member FDIC and MLS number 410611.
Want to give back to your community in a meaningful way? Cares for Kids is a Keller Williams Realty founded charity in which 100% of money raised goes directly to children in need in our area. Cares for Kids helps fund local organizations like Angel's House, County Casa, Elevate, and more. Help Cares for Kids reach their mission of serving 1 million children. Call 678-634-9770 today to learn more on how to be involved or text pay for family.
Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 10:30 to listen to the Sustainable Brown Girl Radio Show, hosted by me, Ariel Green. Each week we'll learn ways to be more sustainable in our everyday lives. We'll discuss news, ways to get involved locally, and we'll hear from women who are saving the planet in their own unique ways. Be sure to listen to the Sustainable Brown Girl Radio Show every Thursday at 10 a.m.
We're getting ready to come back. I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, and on this day, of course, the big car chase happened. Yeah. The big car chase happened. You guys know what I'm talking about? O.J. Simpson leads June 17th, 1994. The former NFL football player and TV movie star leads California Highway Patrol on a low-speed chase in his white Bronco. Yep, there you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Couple of Guinness World Records that were made. An 81-year-old Boston woman who drives trains for the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority was named the world's oldest trans operator by the Guinness World Record. Wow. And ladies and gentlemen, staying in Massachusetts, you guys got a lot of Guinness World Records there in Massachusetts, those listening. A Massachusetts middle school had a ceremony featuring 23 sets of twins, as well as a twin that turned out that was at a different school. The 8th grading class of Poland Middle School in Needleham featured the most twins ever in a single class. Between 46 to 47 pairs of twins graduated in a class of 454 students. What? There's something in the water in Needleham. A lot of twins being made there. Or maybe there's a couple of guys that can have twins that's going around having twins with every lady. I don't know. What's up, Logan Paul? How you doing? What's popping with you, young man? RW. So there's a couple of Guinness World Records there. Coming up after the top of the hour, we go inside the Coach's Corner with Coach Tommy Lewis. That's coming up for you. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk a little bit about War Eagles football as well. We'll get ready for Stallions football as the Stallions won the UFL Championship, totally dominating yesterday. And, ladies and gentlemen, NHL and, of course, Boston. Now, Logan, you can't say that, young man. Your mom asked me for you not to be saying that stuff. Say, forget the Panthers, okay? All right. We'll talk more about that. And our poll question this morning, lady, Elvis did have a twin. And Trump's twins are twinning. Elvis' twin and Trump's twins are twinning. Calwita Alert says Pete. Okay. Which road is that? I've never heard of it. Must not be that important road. I'm just kidding, Pete. All right. Which team is going to win their Game 5? Florida Panthers, 42%. Boston Celtics, 58%. We'll talk more about that after the break. No election has been made.
Last year, and Dead & Company are performing a residency there right now. Pre-sale for tickets to catch the Eagles begins June 18th. The general on sale schedule.
We don't have a. We've got a. No.
REM now in the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Oh my goodness. You know you're old when they're talking about those two bands. You want Commander to win, don't you? The only smart member of. Never mind. I'll get into that later. Good joke. Good. I got a good joke.
Third season, headed this Sunday's season 2 premiere, the network announced the Game of Thrones spinoff was being picked up again. The show, which takes place roughly 200 years before the original, had the original series for both HBO and HBO Max. That's entertainment. I'm Liz Warner, NBC News Radio.
I got a good one for you coming up. RW says no hello to any of you guys because you're talking to me. Sorry.
Brewers overcame an electric performance by Ellie De La Cruz and beat the Reds 5-4. De La Cruz homered, tripled, and scored 3 times, once from second on an errant pickoff throw. Willie Adames put the Brewers ahead with a 3-run homer off losing pitcher Lucas Sims in the 6th inning. The game ended when center fielder Blake Perkins threw out Stuart Fairchild at the plate, allowing Milwaukee to take the rubber game of the series. The Brew Crew trailed before retaining their 6.5-game lead in the NL Central. Spencer Steer homered for Cincinnati. I'm Dave Ferry.
Yesterday's other National League winners, St. Louis, Washington, the Mets, and Pittsburgh. Meanwhile, yesterday...
See, Logan said hello to you. What's up, 12? What's up, 12?
This is SRN Sports. Andrew Stewart.
Okay, so Domino's perfect combo includes 2 medium on-topping pizzas, 16 Parmesan bread bites, 8 cinnamon twists, and a sweeter coat. Today we're on the street asking real people how much they think it all costs. All of it. $44, $45, $34.99. The check pizzas are probably 10 each. $45 pizzas is Domino's perfect combo. This only $19.99. Shut the front door. It's Domino's perfect combo.
Experience the difference at Southern States Bank. We're not just your bankers, we're your partners. Southern States Bank, your community, your bank. SouthernStatesBank.net. FDIC NMLS number 410611.
Calvin Force is new and own addiction recovery support center. We exist to provide recovery support services.
Hey, what's up, Coach?
How you doing today?
I'm doing good on this Monday. How about you, buddy?
Sir, TGIM. Thank God it's Monday.
That's right. After Father's Day, how was your Father's Day?
It was good. It was good. Got to call my dad and stepdad and got to talk to all my children. Actually, I had most of my children with me. How about yours?
Mine was good. My stepkids actually wished me happy Father's Day, and I've got the oldest one always does and everything. So I guess they kind of like me after all these years.
That's a good thing, brother.
It is.
Neal, I actually turned off the UFL game. Birmingham was killing them. Is that what the final score end up being?
25-0.
Was it really?
Yes, they embarrassed them. I mean, the Brahmas didn't.
Climactic.
Yeah, it was just the Brahmas just wasn't playing.
Yeah, the part I was watching, I was like, man, this is supposed to be one of the championship teams.
Right. It was, to be honest with you, it was the only game in the UFL this season that was a runaway.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree. It was like I said, it was very disappointing, anticlimactic because the whole season had been so good.
Yeah, and it's just like they dropped the ball, really. Well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about War Eagle sports and a couple other things. We'll get ready to go on here shortly.
All right, sounds good, brother.
All right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is awesome for a Monday morning or a Monday evening, wherever you may be listening to us from. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast, Shout It Out Loud, across the RyanORadio media page. Earth Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and finally, right here at 99.1 FM, WQEE The Key, home of Southern Sports Inspirational Talk and News. We are Atlanta's, the talk of Atlanta, and we talk about everything you need to know. Thank you very much for being with us this morning, a day after Father's Day. We'll say hello to 12 this morning, as well as Matt. Thank you for being with us. I hate to hear that you got 103 temperature. We'll keep you in our prayers, Matt, for sure. Good morning to everybody tuning in as we get ready to head inside the Coach's Corner, which is coming up right now. It's a little early on a Monday morning, but let's head into it. It's getting ready for that. Here it is. Where's the theme song? All right, it's time to head inside the Coach's Corner with our favorite head football coach from the landmark Christian War Eagles. Please welcome. He's an extraordinary father and, of course, head football coach with the landmark Christian War Eagles. Please welcome Coach Tommy Lewis. Good morning, Coach.
Hey, good morning, Ron. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself, Coach?
Doing very well. Yeah, definitely prayers lifted up for Matt with that 103 temperature. Hope you get better, bud.
Thank you very much. Yes, for sure. He says it couldn't work today, but we're definitely going to keep you in our prayers, Matt. And I tell you what, Coach, before we get into any sports right quick, how was your Father's Day?
I appreciate you asking, Rhino. It was a beautiful day. Started off right with a great church service, and had 4 of my 5 children with me and my bride, and got to hear the word and get inspired to honor the Lord each and every day. And then we headed out to lunch, and Rhino, I don't know if you've ever been to one, but we went to a Jewish deli up in northeast Atlanta.
Okay.
Fantastic. Goldberg's, I don't know if any of our listeners out there have been to Goldberg's deli, but man, it is great eats, man. We had some great sandwiches, great time. And then, after my kids fattened me up, they wanted to get me out on the pickleball court.
Uh-oh.
So we had a good time playing a little bit of pickleball, and had some great new courts in Tyrone, and just had a blast doing that for a couple hours. Then we came home and just kind of relaxed, chilled out for the rest of the day.
Sounds like you had a good day there, buddy. And it sounds like you, I've heard of Goldberg's. I actually heard of that place, so I think a lot of our listeners have too. So I might have to try that myself sometime. But ecstatic to hear you had a great Father's Day and that you didn't have to do all the grilling like so many fathers do on that day.
Did you have to do the grilling, Rhino?
No, I did not. I actually just I got to rest and watch TV. So
there you go. Good for you. That's a good Shabbat.
There you go. For sure. Yeah. You're still in that mood there. You want to go back, I can tell, Coach.
Yeah, man.
Well, let's get into some football action. We're going to talk about landmark Christian War Eagles. You guys, as the summer continues, as you're continuing to do games, I saw last week some of the big games that they had, the Corky Kell Classic. I was keeping up with a lot of that stuff, the 7-on-7s. I mean, this is fun to see different teams play one another that don't normally get to play each other in the regular season or even the playoffs. How was your guys' last week?
Yeah, it was action-packed, that's for sure. We had our normal training each morning, 9 to noon.
Right.
We hosted a 7-on-7 and big man competition last Tuesday night. We had Thurl, Community Christian, and Rockdale come over, and we just had some good work with some 7-on-7, and the big men got to go at it with some different drills and competitions, and like you said, it's just good to have some healthy competition over the summer.
Right.
Kind of breaks up the workout, gets you to kind of gauge where you are against the other schools in the Metro Atlanta area. So it was a good week, Rhino. And then we headed down to Hurd County for another 7-on-7 competition.
Right.
Great competition there. Harris County, Bremen, of course, the host Hurd. Sandy Creek was there as well, and Mount Zion. And and again, it really wasn't run like a tournament as much as it was just schools wanting to get good work against each other. And so that was a great day well spent down at Hurd County. Great host down there at Hurd. Their program is their class act down there, and just did a great job of hosting everybody. And then on Friday we headed to Reinhardt University, Toronto, and up in North Georgia, and Waleska?
Yeah, Waleska. That's it. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, it's Ron Hartson, Waleska. Again, their coaching staff did a great job. We actually ran a tournament. We got knocked out of the tournament by the Georgia Knights, which is a prep school.
Okay.
Not really a JUCO, but you know, they have it's like a fifth year of high school. They have a prep school there, and you know, they have some pretty close to grown men. But our guys really stepped it up. We played them in pool play. I think we're a little intimidated. Got to get it to us, but we showed up in the tournament. They only beat us by 4. So
okay.
You know, another great day of improvement, great day of competition, and our guys are looking forward to another week. This week we'll host again tomorrow night.
Okay.
7-on-7 and big man competition, and then this week, Rhino, we head down to UAB. The Alabama Birmingham. Coach Dilfer down there and his staff will be hosting a big 7-on-7 tournament, and so we're looking forward to the challenge down there.
And do you know some of the teams you're going to be playing down there?
No, have not seen the
schedule yet.
The pool set up yet.
Okay.
The coach Connor Koch reached out to me this morning and said that would be sent out later today.
Okay.
With the pools and the times and everything, but we're planning for an all-day affair, and we're looking forward to it.
Sounds good. Well, Coach, when you get it, send it over to my email so I know, so we can let everybody know on the air. We definitely want to find out who you're playing and everything. And so far this season, with what you guys are doing and all of that good stuff, how are you looking? How's the team looking? How are you guys kind of looking at this play? How's it feeling so far? I know you already had the big win in the spring game, but how you feeling? How's the improvement going as each game continues to move forward?
Yeah, each day, each week, Rhino, I think we're getting a little bit better. We're getting a little more confidence. We're getting a little bit stronger, a little bit faster. Get better on our efficiency and our timing, particularly with our passing game, as obviously most of these 7-on-7s are geared toward. But the summer's going real well, and this is even without a couple of our better players.
Right.
As you and your listeners might know, and I heard you with the prelim coming on, the intro coming on, that we have some Canadian listeners out there.
Mm-hmm.
Some of our better players are from Canada, so they, after about the first week of June, they headed back up home to spend some time with family and do some training up there. When we get those guys back, it's just gonna ratchet up the performance a little bit more. So, but the guys we have here are really excited. They're really hungry to get better. And the neat thing about it is, that they're getting to experience some of the improvement, not only in these competitions against other schools, but just in the weight room and on the field. That they you see their bodies developing. They're getting bigger. They're getting stronger. They're getting faster. They're coming together as a team as they work out together and challenge each other. And it's been a really solid 2 full weeks of summer so far, Rhino. And
right.
We got 2 more full weeks before dead week of July 4th.
Right. Well, it sounds good. I'm so excited about seeing how the War Eagles going to be progressing through the next couple of weeks, and then taking a little time, a week off, and then back at it as we're getting close to the end of August, the beginning for so many high school football kickoffs and everything in this year. Can't wait to see how the War Eagles progress going into the fall later on this year. And continuing talking football, UFL has had a pretty good season all season long. They've had teams play. They've been close in games to 20 to 15, sometimes, except for last week's games were a little bit more dominating. But this past weekend, yesterday actually, the Birmingham Stallions taking the very first championship in the UFL, which is the XFL and USFL put together, beating just basically embarrassing the San Antonio Brahmas, getting that win back from losing them a few weeks ago in the regular season, a 25-0 game, Coach.
Yeah, it was a little bit disappointing,
dominating.
They came to play.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there are a lot of different factors that go into that. As far as preparation, mindset, who knows, travel, all those kind of things. But you expect high-level play from professionals, and San Antonio just didn't really show up.
Nope.
But our Stallions from Birmingham really, I think, set the tone from the beginning of the season, and they closed it out, right? We always talk about, in athletics, we always talk about finishing, whether it's a training, working out, or each play or each game, in this case, the season. And the Stallions certainly finished out the season well.
Definitely so. And it was a good, exciting season. The last game, like I said, was just kind of what it was. They dominated. But I tell you what, if we can get a few more teams on the West Coast next year, maybe in Kentucky, maybe out in California, they're looking at 4 additional teams to come in, 2 in the XFL, 2 in the USFL division, and all that kind of stuff. I want to see more of a competitive market next season. I like this season, but if we can add more, Coach, I think that spring football is going to be here to stay for another couple of years. So I was pretty excited. I mean, we got CFL going on, and NFL is right around the corner, high school and college as well, just a few months away. But in my opinion, it was a good season, and I knew the Stallions were going to come out on top.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree with you more, Rano. It was a fantastic season overall. Love it that our, kind of our quote unquote hometown.
Yeah.
Stallions did their thing and got the championship, and would love more competition. I think add more teams to each side would do a great deal to help that competition. And again, it would open up more opportunities for some young guys to break into the league, as well as maybe some guys that the NFL may have thought were cast-offs, with them that extend their careers and maybe even get back to the NFL. So I hope all of that talk into expanding the league comes to fruition.
I do too, as well. All right. Well, my poll question this morning to my listeners is, which team is going to win their Game 5 as the Boston Celtics play host to the Mavericks tonight, and tomorrow night the Florida Panthers play host to the Oilers. The Oilers totally dominated the NHL on Saturday over the Panthers at home. 38% say the Florida Panthers, 62% say the Boston Celtics. Coach, let's talk about those 2 championship games, the Stanley Cup Finals and the NBA. Your thoughts on both divisions. Do you think we're going to get a game after a Game 5 for either one of them, or do you think it's going to be the final nail in the coffin in any one of those games?
Well, as a fan, I sure would love for these series to be extended. And I don't put it past the Edmonton Oilers or the Dallas Mavericks to do so.
Right.
And I think they're certainly capable, but I think the inevitable will happen, if not in Game 5, certainly in Game 6. If the Mavericks and the Oilers are able to extend it, and again, both of those teams came out in Game 5 just Game 4 facing elimination on fire, and if they can keep that same fire, then I think they can both take Game 5, and we will see Game 6. But I think eventually, I think the Celtics are going to win it.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's ever been done
Mm-hmm.
in NHL history, come back from a 3-0 deficit.
Right.
If there's a team that could do it, this Edmonton Oilers team has so much offensive firepower that I wouldn't be altogether surprised if they pulled it off. I think the Florida Panthers, are a more solid team top to bottom.
They are.
If it becomes an offensive, shootout like the last 2 games did, I mean, I know Florida came out with a 4-3 victory on Game 3, but if the offenses get going, I think the Oilers might be able to do it. And so far in this postseason, Edmonton has faced elimination, I believe, at least 3 times, and of course, obviously, they're still alive, so they've won each time. So they're facing elimination all the rest of the way out. So we'll see if they can keep their 11th record going.
We'll definitely see. It's the next couple of nights of playoffs, NBA tonight, NHL tomorrow night, Stanley Cup Finals. We'll keep you abreast going on the rest of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Coach, tell everybody how they can follow you guys, what's going on at the school and all that good stuff.
Well, yes, sir. Any of your listeners on the social media platforms that are out there can do a search of Landmark Christian School or LCS War Eagles football, and they can follow us on there. We keep everybody up to date with what's going on at the school. Right now, I know our Marcom department is doing a lot of revisiting of all the great memories we had with the 23-24 school year, and then of course there'll be a build-up probably starting in mid to late July.
Right.
About everything that's coming up for the 24-25 school year. And of course, if anybody out there would love to become a part of a Christian community, have their children educated in a great academic, athletic, and arts environment, all under the umbrella of Christ, please make an appointment with our admissions team. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are the best days to do so during the summer, 9 to 3. And we'll get you taken care of. Our admissions team will show you around the campus, give you a tour, and get you started on the application. And of course, all of that information can be found online as well, right at our website, landmarkchristianschool.org.
There you go. Well, Coach, anything else you'd like to add before we let you get back to it? I know you got an important meeting this morning.
Yes, sir. Well, again, appreciate your flexibility, Rhino, slide me up in the 8 o'clock hour, and love you folks there at WQEE, everything you do for our community, and just you listeners out there, I'm sure you're aware of what a great guy Rhino is, and what a great company WQEE is. So thanks for having us on, Rhino.
Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, that is Inside the Coach's Corner, where our favorite head football coach, Coach Tommy Lewis, from the Landmark Christian War Eagle. Back in a moment. All right, Coach. Sounds great as always. And we appreciate it.
Man, Rhino, appreciate it, man. Thanks so much for having me on earlier than normal, and if it's okay. Now I'm trying to think ahead this time. Is it okay if we do this same time slot next week? Because next week I got my little guys camp.
Okay.
And it starts. We'll be in the full flow of the camp. So if we go 8 o'clock again next week, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be fine. We can do the same thing.
All right, great. Thanks so much, brother. Have a blessed day and a blessed week.
You do the same.
All right, my brother.
All right, brother. Talk to you later.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Captain Hot Buns, what's up? Andrew Polanis, my lovely bride, is on. She was right. WQEE 99.1 FM The Key was the first radio station in Noonan to broadcast a middle school football game. We were historic before everybody else.
Summer, winter, spring, fall, we don't care for those rodents, critters, or goofy things at all.
Looking for the right bank to be your partner? Experience the difference at Southern States Bank. At Southern States Bank, we're not just your bankers, we're your partners. Our team is deeply rooted in the community. We take pride in providing.
We'll get back to it. We got a couple of things to talk about.
Great service. Check us out at Southern States Bank. Not bandits. Southern States Bank, your community, your bank.
All right, we'll tell about that.
And speak to Charmaine, CP Financial Top Local Sales Agent. Your peace of mind is just a call away.
Nick Arnold here from Cower the Force. Cower the Force is new.
I'm talking about what I watched, the documentary called Radio. Days, 101 years of broadcasting. Thank you, the Wondering Hippie. Good morning to you as well.
Shopping for insurance doesn't have to be stressful. I'm
Christie, owner of Ellsworth Insurance, located here in Newnan, Georgia. We're an independent agency with access to multiple carriers for home, auto, life, health, and commercial insurance. We're your one-stop shop for your insurance needs. www.insurewithellsworth.com, 770-755-7053. We look forward to meeting you soon.
Have you been considering a career in real estate? At Keller Williams Realty Atlanta Partners, we prepare you to excel in your real estate career by providing award-winning training, family-based culture, and lead generation tools to build a business that lasts. If you're interested in learning about our pre-licensed school or how to get started, call 678-634-9770 or visit our website, atlantapartnersrealestateschool.com today.
This is Holly Reese with Warrior Defenders. Tune in every Monday at 10:30 a.m. for Empower Strikes Back on WQEE, the Key 99.1 FM.
Made to order 100% Wagyu beef burgers that are 100% from Red Robin, starting at $6.99, which is 100% awesome. 100% Wagyu beef burgers with fries, starting at $6.99. 100%.
Hi, this is Mark Soriano, asking you to tune in to Let Go and Let God every Sunday at 9:30 a.m. right here on WQEE. We help those who are struggling with their faith or have doubts through discussion, inspirational stories, and contemporary Christian music. So tune in to Let Go and Let God Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m.
Oh, welcome back into the RyanORadio Penitentiary. You guys are in lockdown this morning, or this evening, or afternoon, or wherever you may be at. What's up, Wandering Hippie? Matt, we're praying for you, brother. And good morning to Captain Hot Buns in the house with us this morning, along with everybody else. Red Bricks Pete. My lovely bride, Andrew Polanis, has joined us this morning. Gail and the Zoo Crew from Tennessee is on with us, as well as Christopher is on with us. Did I say Red Bricks? I better make sure I say that again once again. And Randy, good morning to you, Randy. Thank you for being with us. Randy's daily verse is Acts 16:31-34. Believe in the Lord Jesus, and you will be saved, along with everyone in your household. There you go. And also, we had someone else drop in. Henrik, good morning to you as well. Bolly's with us. Oh, they don't want that. I want to thank Coach Tammy Lewis for joining us this morning, pushing the Inside the Coach's Quarter up to the 8 o'clock hour to give us a little bit more time with you guys. Also this morning, we're going to talk about Radio Days, 101 years of radio. And there's a documentary that followed a few radio stations in Michigan to one in Arizona that they were talking about local radio and the impact so much has had on local radio, but radio continues to move forward, even utilizing all the stream sites and everything. Like I've been telling you guys for years. Don't be afraid of somebody in their mom's basement on the internet trying to play podcaster, because they're really not that good. Because they don't talk it well, and you ball don't mean they're not good. Yeah, it does. We'll get into that this morning and a couple other things. A couple of baseball news for you, some updates from Saturday's Sunbelt League games right quick before we get into anything else. Friday night, the Atlanta Blues beat the Bucks 7-3. The Cannons beat the Gold Diggers 8-6. The Wild Things from Waleska defeat the Monsters of Chakalaka 4-0. And Atlanta beat Aviators 7-6. Saturday, the Gold Diggers defeated the Cannons 4-3. The Bucks destroyed the Blues 27-7, and the Atlanta Crackers defeated the Aviators 15-6. Tonight's games have the Chakalaka Monsters hit the road to take on the Gold Diggers, 6:35, 7:05 games, while Let's Go Wild Things and Aviators, Cannons, and Atlanta Blues at 7:35 have them Bucks take on them Atlanta Crackers. Oh, you'll be right. All right, guys. Oh, man, I wasn't talking about you, buddy. I was talking about those conspiracy people that get out there and do it and say, I'm going to take over radio. You know why they do those podcasts, right? Because they can't get into business. Somebody let me, he's like, well, wait a minute. That's a little too crazy. We can't put you on there. Why? It's called freedom of speech. No, you can't drop F-bombs and S-bombs. Why not? Loser MJF does. Yeah, that's why he couldn't go to the FC. That's why he couldn't go to WWE. My friends, Nick. Oh, and somebody else told me about you. You are legit. Thank you. Well, I hope that's not like a racist N-word. I hope that it's not the N-word. No, conspiracy theory is just what makes people go crazy. Those are demon-possessed people getting on there lying to people. Here we go again. Demon-possessed people. I know that Bali don't believe, but Bali, my brother, I have the Novel Nation don't believe, but they love my daily devotion. But for those that do believe, it's demon-possessed people lying to all of us. That's right, Matt. You do what's right, brother. We appreciate you being with us. They can go to the stream site and check it out for sure until the app comes up. We are working on an app. It takes a little time. Humans are more evil than demons. You got to look, they got demons in them, but humans are evil. You're right about that. You are right about that. But my whole point of it is when we talk about this show, which I guess I'll go ahead and talk about it now. 33 minutes past the hour, 75 degrees, beautiful sunny skies out there in the metro Atlanta areas. Got a lot more to talk about with you this morning. We'll give you updates as Jeff Hardy returned to TNA on Friday, and CM Punk had the Scotland screw job in Scotland over Drew McIntyre as they head into Monday Night Raw tonight. But first, and we'll talk about con artists on the phone. But first, I want to talk about Radio Days followed some of the stations in Michigan and one out in Phoenix, Arizona, where they were talking to radio people. They were talking to radio people about the history of radio going all the way back to when radio had them old shows on there. They talked about Orson Welles's what do you call it? War of the Worlds. They had a big radio voice. People, everybody was on their radio voice. I was like, oh man, this is great to hear people with radio voices. I was sitting there watching the six episodes of it. I was sitting there going, this is radio. This is broadcasting. This is professional. I love it. I love these people. They're as good. They're better. They're as good as I am and better than I am. And that's what I loved. And I was like, the training of their voices. But all these people were talking from how then music took over and then MTV took over. And they thought MTV was going to be competitive, that one of the program directors in Detroit at one of the rock stations is the one to come up with the idea for MTV. And no, we don't do conspiracy theories here, Eric. But if you believe it, that's fine. That's your opinion. But we don't do conspiracy theories. That's what's screwing everybody up. I'm going to go on the internet and make conspiracy theory. Yep, not real radio. We'll be shut down. will be taken out. No, not because of freedom of speech taken away, but because it sucks. When something sucks, it's gone. Let's just be honest. Anyway, they talked about MTV, somebody there. This should make you proud, Red Bricks in Michigan. That's somebody that came up with the idea for MTV, was a program director of a radio station in Michigan. And then they moved on to the future of radio and then recording and how now and today, how everything's AI and voice tracked and across the country, and you don't have local radio, but local radio will be around as long as people are in that area for local radio, doing local things for their community. And they're like, yeah, that some of these, that the future kids want to be in the broadcast business, but they're given this opportunity, all this other stuff, and not learn the proper way. And one of the radio executives there in Michigan is like, well, radio will never die. I'm like, yeah, right, it won't. Television came about and radio didn't lose. MTV came about promoting music. All it did was promote. Tapes and CDs came about where people were listening to all that music and still turning radio on. So the same way with Spotify and everything, you can download all your favorite music, but you still don't listen to radio. Boom! Radio will always be around. That's what I loved about it. I was like, yeah. And all these people with big voices like, hey, this is great. This is great. And they talked about Memphis radio too. They had the first legendary African-American radio station that was in Memphis, got into Arkansas. It was so cool. It was the coolest thing. Yeah, all that's for people who think, but radio will always be around. People that think it's going to die. Radio is going to take over the streaming site like we have. And we're going to put out the mama's boys and babies that live in their mom's basement. Polly says, I hate modern TV. They had a news story every night on the old radio shows. Yep, news story every night. And then, also Wondering Hippie, they had great news people back then. So, and then they were talking about one station that reached into Detroit that was out of Canada, and they were playing music, and they were doing they had these big time news guys, and the way they were doing news, like so over the weekend, a man was stabbed to death by a big axe, and the axe destroyed him as the axe came down across his head and destroyed. They had this. Aaron, good morning to you, brother. They had this emphasis on word and word knowledge back then. I loved it. Woo. Molly said, it's not round. We are not spinning, but NASA spins lies every day and has brought us to a tangle. People have different points of view on that. So, Red, that's fine, brother. And you know how it is in our feed. It's free to say what you want to say. But radio is AM-wise useful. If solar system takes all satellites out, then AM radio will be useful. So keep radio infrastructure if it's needed. AM and FM radio, there you go. Well, and they were even talking about how even though you can get Sirius satellite radio in your cars, it's still not local. You're still going to want to know when that storm comes through your area, what the heck's going on? Are we getting hit with a tornado? Is that storm going to throw everything out? You got to turn the radio on. When the storm is out, 9 times out of 10 radio stations are on the air because they got not transmitters, but they got, they're able to stay on the air because, all kind of things. Not as transmitters, but but what a lot of people use. Your TV's not going to be on if a storm comes down and knocks everything out, even though you got a generator. Radio stations have generators and you can listen to them. So there you go. So it was cool to see that everybody had the people that are, I would say, way more professional than me. Because I will say that because they're in these big radio stations and big markets. I'm in a big market too, Atlanta, but I'm just saying bigger radio stations are saying this. I'm sitting there going, hey, the only time you hear somebody drop the radio dead is somebody can't get in it. is somebody's been let go because they don't have enough money coming in. Here in this market, we're at 100 watts, but all over the internet, everywhere. So we cover our area pretty well. We get into East Alabama and West Georgia. We get into West Georgia really well, parts of East Alabama over in the Roanoke. We're also connected to another station over there too. The live matches will be delayed because it'll be a little messy in signal. But I mean, if the Storms knock something out, you're not going to be able to watch your local newscast on television or on the internet because all that's knocked out too. Radio is still going to be there in your area. That was Radio Days, 101 years of radio. It was a cool background and seeing different things and learning different things and everything. I watched all of them. Now, those conspiracy nuts that live in their mom's basement are like, I can't get on the radio. I'm going to say nobody wants to listen to it. That's because you can't get on the radio. It's usually the radio that's reliable. There you go, 12. Remember the old 96 rock station? I do. It's dead. I know so many people are still, I love 96 rock. But, they had those guys on in the morning that went a little too far sometimes. And they didn't do that in Detroit. I was watching these Detroit guys. They would be funny on their rock stations, but they weren't disrespectful because they were playing bits and pieces from them. I was like, man, if we had some of those guys here in the Atlanta market, they'd still be on. They were funny. They were rock and roll stations. They do what rock and roll stations do, which was, but do you broadcast from your home or station in town? Station in town. This, real radio. People still have their tags on there. You're right about that, Pete. But I think it was because they liked the classic rock music. Those morning guys wasn't that good, in my opinion. I can't remember their midday DJs, but they were good. And then they've brought back the alternative station, 99 or 96, 99X or whatever it's called, in the Atlanta market. But it's still not local. I mean, when everything is AI, guys, I've got live programming all day. That's what I don't understand. Good morning, Cher. How you doing this morning? She says they got thunderstorms running through in the early morning hours. See, we just told that over the air worldwide. So, but they're still not local. It's still AI. It's still, in this documentary, they still talked about corporate radio just buying up all the stations and, having somebody voice track all sounds like they're in the local market. He does it. He does a radio show from his house in Las Vegas. He probably sends it around the country. But there is a lot of times, a lot of these musical DJs now that are doing stuff on the internet, they used to be in radio, and it's not because they can't get in radio anymore. It's because everything's corporate. And that's one thing they say about us. We're not corporately owned. We're going to be local. You should spend your money with a local station, keep them in business, because when you got very few of them around this country, you should support them, whether you like the people on the air or not. And yeah, some of you may not like me, whatever. Some of you do, whatever. I don't care. But you should still keep it because you have a local station. Not, I'm going to keep supporting the corporate stations, playing the same 10 songs all day. They were back in the day when DJs used to pick their own music, when everybody used to be like Dr. Johnny Fever from WKRP and pick their own music. Those guys and gals knew what they were doing. Sit there and go, what? What saw her standing there. It wasn't a hit, but they're playing it. Yeah. Or a B.B. King song when it wasn't even on the charts. Kind of like what Dr. Johnny Fever did. Those were the good old days. That's what really made radio right there. And then the DJs actually be able to be their personalities while they were playing. That was the good old days. Now today it's like, coming up, Taylor Swift, Eminem, and also on the way, Drops of Jupiter by Train. You are listening to WBQRG Radio and Atlanta. Because it's a different voice track for Atlanta. Back in a moment. 12 commercials in a row that we overcharged these people. And the ones that we did overcharge, we told them they would be on at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They were on at 2 o'clock in the morning. Trust corporate radio, yeah. You guys don't trust corporations, but you trust corporate radio. Thank you, Matt. We love you, Ryan. When they pick their own music, yeah, man. And then they used to make stars that a local artist that would come in there have good bands, and be, man, we're gonna play this band, and we made them. He did do that. T-Pain did do that. Captain Hot Buns is laying LOL. But this is true, man. Through this whole thing, I was looking through this. I was watching this whole thing, and every episode it was like the beginning, the 60s and 50s and 60s, 70s and 60s, 40s, and then 50s, and the 60s and 70s, 80s and 90s, and then or something like that in 2000s. No, it was like 50s and 60s, 70s and 80s, 80s going to 90s, 90s, 2000, and then today. That was the way the episodes went for the 6 episodes or something. But it was telling about how it was. And they said the first time one of the radio stations, they had short little 20 seconds. And some DJs were like, at times they were like, you only got 20 seconds to say what you got to say. Now, how is that? Having a personality. No, man. Come on. And then everybody's like, radio don't play our music anymore. Yeah, corporate don't. So there you go. Just want to tell you I saw this. It was so radio's not dead. If you have local radio stations with live DJs doing live stuff, it's not dead. Now, if they're in there going, got 20 seconds to say, hey, you're listening to WWWWW, and that was Alan Jackson coming up next after the break. We're gonna have Taylor Swift, and then followed up with Eminem. Be back in a moment on WWWW. That's not a DJ. Even if it's a live person, that's still not a DJ. Am I embarrassing all these major market people? Yeah. And I just had a buddy of mine. I'm not gonna say any names. His company sold their stations down in Florida, and now the live programming that they were doing, Friday was their last day. And corporate don't care. It's about losing money. They can lose 60 million. They can spend 60 million and not even make 40 million, but they don't care as long as they don't hire anybody. So, unless you want to get on like the entertainment media shows and lie. Why do you think so many of these people on Snooze-Max and Fox and CNN and all of them are lying? They got to keep their ratings up so they can keep their jobs. All right, we're going to tell lies to the conspiracy nuts out there. The 5 people that live in the country that believe that. But yeah, there you go. It was great to see it. Yep, that's true, Bolly. But like I said, in your local community, if you got local people, if they're doing local something, don't give up. And if you are a local professional person, don't give up. If you got the sponsors to do it, you can get on another radio station. You just got to find that local radio station that's willing to open their time up for you because they have to make money just like you have to make money. Think about it. Back in a moment. We're going to take that break. Long-awaited break. But I had to get into that this morning because I saw that. We thank you guys for being with us. Like, subscribe, and share on the page. If you want to help a brother out, $RyanShelander, RyanShelander on the Cash App. Also, which team is going to win their Game 5? Tonight, the Celtics take on the Mavericks back in Boston. 63% of you say they win Game 5 tonight. Tomorrow night, the Florida Panthers win Game 5. You say 37% of you over the Oilers. Back in a moment.
Around the house, but now that I have kids, I want to spend my Saturday installing a toilet or fixing an air conditioner. But thankfully, there's
Alex Tucker, Tucker Carlson. You're saying he's and people getting all mad when Alex Jones is getting in trouble for lying. You can't lie, guys, in this business. People want to say everything's made up so that they get away with being evil. More demon-possessed people there. Polly, I know you don't believe it, but it's more demon-possessed. But radio and television will have to get back to the way it used to be, where it's trustworthy because of all the false programming on the internet.
This is your wake-up call from TrackPhone Wireless. Okay. What if you didn't eat all those pretzel sticks by the end of the month? So this store took them back. Good luck. That's how some wireless companies are with your data, but TrackPhone Wireless gives you unlimited carryover data with active service, so you keep what you pay for. Plans start at $20 a month. Wow, that's cool.
Sir, are you bothering the customers?
Hang on. This is your wake-up call, people. TrackPhone Wireless. Now you're in control. See terms and conditions at trackphone.com.
Some sweet Southern rewards. Check out the Southern Rewards Cashback account from Southern States Bank, where debit card transactions earn you cashback. With our Southern Rewards Cashback account, you can earn up to $30 a month. Sign up for your Southern Rewards Cashback account today. Terms and conditions apply. Visit your nearest branch or check us out online at southernstatesbank.net to learn more. Southern States Bank, your bank, rewards. Housing number FDIC and MLS number 410611.
On your favorite trail, you get that feeling somebody's coming up on you. What do you do to be prepared in today's world? Hi, I'm Holly Reese. I'm the founder of Warrior Defenders. As a certified tactical self-defense instructor, I'm specializing in women's self-defense.
Tucker is now learning too much right. Well, I am free speech. Well, I am a free speech. Yeah, people want to say made up stuff because they want people to. Whoa, I know that more road closings.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken.
No.
Right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A, here in Newton.
That's right, Christopher. It should just be reported as news. Truthfully, without opinions and just facts. That's right. Used to, they did that. Unfortunately, I don't know anything but konnichiwa, waffle maker. I tried learning Japanese a long time ago. I wish I could. It's a beautiful language.
Hi, Lisa Wolf to tell you that the 5-hour Hollywood 360 show and the 30-minute Radio Rarities podcast can be emailed to you every Monday via digital download link that never expires. That's 24 classic radio shows per month, plus the games, celebrity interviews, music trivia, and much more. Listen to Hollywood 360 and Radio Rarities whenever you'd like. Hollywood360radio.com to subscribe. That's Hollywood360radio.com.
Hello, everyone. This is DJ Commando of a 45's a Fair radio show.
A tree fell on your friend's truck. Oh, Lord.
WQEE 99.1 FM, Noonan, Georgia.
I hate hearing that, Cher. Prayers for your friend's truck. Hopefully he or she had good insurance. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. You better call your mama. You better call her. Your papa, your daddy, your brother, your everybody, Uncle Leroy, because the RyanORadio Penitentiary is on the air. We got a few more minutes left in this hour, so we're going to do viewer, listener takeover. Titus right there, a.k.a. the Funkasaurus, a.k.a. he's on Fox News too. I don't really watch it, but I do know he's over there. I like him, so I give him a pass. Wrestlers get a pass for whatever side of the aisle they're on. All right, what's up, Taco? Sir, have the... Sir, we have the chat logs. What chat logs? Your chat logs? You mean the ones? That everybody ignored, and because their favorite actors or politicians were on the Epstein's list, and they're ignoring that as a whole. X does still have, algorithms. Nah, not very much. Alex Jones is a fraud. Yeah, he's a fraud, all right. He's a fraud. Well, and Matt, that's from Red Bricks. He says it's fraud. So YouTube does shadow ban, says Bali. Matt says, well, they have to add opinions to make the stories go in their favor. Yep, they do have to do that just for entertainment value. They're trying to be our tribal chief Roman Reigns, but they can't be as entertaining. Christopher says news should be truthful without opinions, just facts. Like the way it used to be. Tom Brokaw, Peter Jennings, and the other guy I can't remember right now. And you never knew who they voted for because they never come out and says, I like so-and-so and I didn't like so-and-so. Sheriff says they're supposed to get rain this week. A friend of hers had a tree fall on a truck. Oh my God. God bless them this morning. Gag, what's up this morning? Thank you for joining us. That happened to my brother one time when he was starting to learn, but that was years ago. Don't know what that means. Taco's got himself a list, and he's like, "Oh, on the list, man. I didn't mean to be on that list. My heroes were on that list." All right, which team, guys? Which team is going to win their Game 5 tonight? Boston Celtics play host to the Dallas Mavericks. 63% of you say that. And the Florida Panthers tomorrow night play host to the Oilers. 37% say that. Oilers beat them 8-1 on Saturday. What a domination. Back in a moment. Period 3 coming up next. Whoever said that the tree thing, no, that's what I was. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. No, that's what I was answering in the chats. Oh, okay, gag. Well, you're not. Somebody else said that they had our chat logs. Like you guys are evil. Ooh. Huh?
President Trump says immigrants are stealing jobs and government resources.
Millions of illegal aliens are pouring in and they're taking your jobs. The black community is being hurt more by the illegal aliens. 16, 17 million. They're taking your jobs. You're down 6-7% from where you were just 3 years ago with me.
President Trump took part in a roundtable discussion in Detroit with black residents.
We've done more for, and I say this, I say it proudly, more for the black population than any president since Abraham Lincoln. That's a big statement.
This is SR News. A court battle over here continues. SR is not cooperative reports.
There are only two editors. Those are the words emblazoned on a shirt worn by 7th grader Neal Morrison during a school day at Nicholas Middle School in Middlesbrough, Massachusetts last year. School officials kicked him out for a violation of the hate speech code. Now 2 courts have ruled the schools were in the right. Lance defending freedom represents Morrison says they will likely be an appeal. I'm not arguing this already.
California Senate approves bill that bans school districts from requiring teachers to notify parents if their child asks to go by a new pronoun in school. The legislation.
Oh, sorry about that, Matt.
Requires school staff to disclose a student's sexual orientation or so.
Oh, no problem. It's all right. Gag. It's all right.
Without the child's permission. Now heads to the state assembly.
Ed. Good morning to you, Ed. To you? Yeah, I shared his little comedy show. Not a little comedy show. Not little. I don't want you. I didn't mean it like that, Ed. I shared his comedy show from Florida down there. Thank you. Matt is a tough guy. He's got this. You got this, Matt. We're praying for you in the name of Jesus Christ. We prayed over you, buddy.
Okay, so Domino's perfect combo includes 2 medium wasabi pizzas, 16 Parmesan bread bites, 8 cinnamon twists, and a 2-liter of Coke. Today we're also asking real people.
Stay in the bed all day. Eat your soup. You know what the best thing to do, Matt? I'll tell you after the break.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken right next door to the.
Well, once I get off, I can tell you how to.
Best chicken around, so great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newton.
Hey there, folks. Looking for the top expert in Medicare, health insurance, and life insurance? Look no further than CP Financial. Big Charmaine, your trusted agent. Charmaine works with multiple companies, ensuring you get the options tailored just for you. Why settle for less when you can have the list? 706-525-5931 and speak to Charmaine, CP Financial top local sales agent. Your peace of mind is just a call away.
Nick Arnold here from Cowie DeForce. Cowie DeForce is Newman's own addiction recovery support center. We exist to provide recovery support services to family members who have been impacted by addiction. Our services
Oh, yeah.
and all of our information is available on our website at www.cowiedeforce.org or Follow us on Facebook.
Hey, this is Pastor Terrell Scott, and I come on Sunday at 11 a.m. and Tuesday at 11 a.m. bringing the Word of God to bring transformation, hope, and deliverance to your life. God loves you, cares about you, and wants to instruct and guide you in His Word. So I compel you, Sunday at 11 a.m. and Tuesday at 11 a.m. Tune in so your life can be radically changed forever because God's love and care.
Active Pest Control offers the best services and prices to protect your home. Offering both monthly and quarterly pest control services, plus specific services like bed bug, vermin roach, and flea control. Even if you can't see them, insects are all around you 24/7. Active Pest Control wants to be the first line of defense. Active Pest Control. Prepare. Buy. Best termite control.
Getting ready to come back. Oh, we all know who that is. O.J. Simpson traveling slowly. June 17th, 1994, in his white Bronco. A little today in history for you. Oh. Welcome back into the final period of play on this TGIM Monday edition of your radio show, the day after Father's Day. Hope all of you had a great Father's Day yesterday. We're back into it, period number 3. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast Shout It Out Loud across the RyanORadio media page, Earth Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and finally, the Jordan Communication of family radio stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, right here at 99.1 FM, WQEE The Key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and much, much more. 50,000 plus of you, so much more. Good morning, Gag for joining us, as well as 12. Matt is still sick. I hope he is not really at work. Red Bricks, Pete Davis, everybody's on with us this morning. Christopher and everyone is joining us, Cher and Gail and all that. Gail, ladies, we've got to have a little soap opera preview today for this week for some of your soap operas. Also got a little Jeff Hardy's back. Back in the T&A crew after the Hardys were treated like crud in AEW. And NXT and TNA are crossing over. They're crossing the line. These stories, plus we're going to talk about one thing of importance: elderly people being scammed. And Matt is sick. We're playing for Matt to get to feeling a lot better. He says he only got 7 hours to go. Matt, you need to go home, buddy. And Stinson says quantum particle physics has changed everything. So I love it. That's some of the kind of listeners we have here on in the penitentiary. They always lock down the intelligent ones like him and Red Bricks. Red, when you get cleared, I want to talk about what we've been discussing to talk about. It is an interesting subject for our listeners. Matt is the boss. The place will fall apart without him. There you go, says Pete. All right, welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Big games coming up the next couple of nights. Game 5 in the NBA Championship Playoffs and Game 5 in the Stanley Cup Playoffs tomorrow night. Tonight, the Boston Celtics head back home and play host to the Dallas Mavericks, as the Mavericks did defeat them pretty heavily the other day, 120 123-84. And this sets up for an 8:30 start time, game 5 tonight. Also, in our poll question, which team is going to win game 5? You people say 61% say the Boston Celtics, 39% say the Florida Panthers. Panthers lost 8-1 on Saturday night to the Oilers in Canada, and coming back to Sunrise, Florida, this coming up Tuesday for game 5. I'm hoping these games, I know as a fan, a lot of people want them to expand, but I think they're going to end the next couple of nights. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. People always scamming the elderly. Yep, 12, they always are. Quantum physics is more a googly gop designed to confuse and mystify. Its complex theories and abstract concepts often seem like smoke screens, making it hard to discern the real from the fabricated. Red bricks, there you go. Woo. A little bit of listener takeover right quick here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being with us and everything. Got a little bit more wrestling wrap up, and I'm going to do a little bit. Jeff Hardy's returning. It's so cool and everything. We're going to talk about some scamming in just a few moments. But this is what you need to do. Oh. Daily stuff with Samantha from Vegas. The podcast / radio show is going great. We're on the radio on the network. Taking over the Penitentiary, Warden Ryan. There you go. It's the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Thank you, Samantha. Sam out in Vegas. Thank you very much. We lived in Vegas. Loved it there for a while. Henderson was a good place to be. And I loved Boulder City. You're very welcome, Matt. That's what we do. We take care of our own inside the penitentiary. There you go. Doing pretty well there. And we'll appreciate everybody being with us. But I tell you what, the thing you need to do is you need to leave. You need to call your boss and say, I got to go home. I'm sick. He does have some pretty good. I've seen red stuff. Yes, indeed. Can't wait to get him on the show. Sometimes the elderly don't have anyone to talk to and then get taken for their life savings. That's right, 12. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. I'll get into that as the FBI is warning that it's an uprise on that as we speak. In soaps worlds, I tell you what you need to do is go home, get you some Tang or orange juice. I don't think they still make Tang. Orange juice, some chicken soup or tomato soup, cheese sandwich, sit on your couch and watch them soap operas. That's going to make you better. You know why them soap operas make you better? Because you're like, man, I cannot watch another one of these. Now, people that love soaps like Gail and Cher and all their listeners, I'm not talking against it. But here's what's going to happen this week. Spoilers for Bold and the Beautiful first. I'm just going to do today's spoilers. If this computer don't freeze up on me. Smack the computer around calls. It wants to act up because, wow, internet sucks. Slowest damn internet in the country. Has to be, man. All right, and Bold and the Beautiful, Finn today will deliver some difficult news, but it will only be difficult because he is revealing to Steffi that he ran into Hope's side when Beth was sick on Friday. Also, there's one person that nobody wants knowing their business, and that's Sheila. Some, of course, it's a merry murderers who learn about the shocking secrets. Sheila learn something? And will Sheila? Why is it going up like this all of a sudden? What's wrong? All right, there you go. And Sheila's going to tell people. That's on today's episode of Bold and the Beautiful. As I try to get this to go back so I can tell you young and restless and everything, but the gosh, your forsaken mighty piece of junk computer wants to act up this morning. As always, it's not the computer, it's the dadgum internet from WOW, which you guys are wasting your money on these people having jobs because they don't do their jobs. Oh, wait a minute, they don't have jobs anymore. It's AI. I tell you, this going home will make me feel better. Might as well stay and work it out. Going home won't make me feel better. Oh, no, come on. You got to go home and rest. Technical difficulties. Ryan smashed your computer. Smash. Hulk, smash. Boom. Hulk, smash. All right, well, let's pretend like whatever's going on in Young and Restless is going to go on today. I'll just make it up. Victor's going to run off with another woman. Oh, wait a minute. That's not going to happen. He's rearranging everybody's lives, control them. He's playing God. That is happening. Well, everybody find out what Victor's real, real agenda is. Sounds right. Okay, there you go. You need to go check them out today, Matt. Get off of work. It's going to make you feel better because you're going to be like, oh, my gosh, I got to go away from this stuff and jump up and run. And the God-forsaken thing is going to freeze again. Ryan, smash! Internet sucks. Internet sucks. Tell me how great the internet is. Tell me how great the internet is without telling me how great the internet is. That's right. Victor holds the showdown. He does, don't he? And Will Cole become friends with the kid that he's supposed to get closer to so that he can do that for him. Will he become close as his daughter, as the babysitter of this same kid is falling in love, the guy that's been with every woman on the show. That's on today's edition of The Young and Restless. And since Jason Morgan's returning to General Hospital, what's going to happen there? Please bring back the Morgan as he takes over the mobsters. Since Sonny, I guess, is supposed to be dead. I don't know. I've never watched the show, so I just read what they're saying. That 103 temperature does suck. You need to go home. Love it when this computer wants to start spinning. Well, internet, shut it down so no one can have a job. So none of the AIs can have a job. But they got bills to pay. Well, whatever. I don't care if the AIs got bills to pay. Crappy jobs. Tell it like it is. All right, let's go ahead and give you a little wrestling wrap up before we take a break. And it better not be messing with my recording over here too. I'm looking at the internet box over here, telling it it's the number one box in the world. Told it it's the number one box in the world. All right. At WWE Clash of the Castle tonight, you're going to have the remains of what happened there. Cody Rhodes defeated AJ Styles to retain the Undisputed World Championship, WWE Championship. We'll find out on SmackDown what's going on. He held some steel steps at him. Ooh. The unholy union of Fry and Dunn win the women's tag team belts as they pinned Shayna Baszler and defeated her, Zoe Starks, and Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill made some mess ups during the match. Sami Zayn defeated Chad Gable to retain the IC title because Gable pushed Sami Zayn and knocked Max Dean Dupree down, and Otis walked out with her. Same way he did with, you know. Mandy a few years ago. Okay. Bailey defeated Piper Niven to retain her WWE Women's title, and the World Heavyweight title was retained to Damian Priest with a little help from CM Punk. It was a count to a 10. Drew McIntyre was cheered. He should have won the title, but he didn't. And CM Punk messed him over. We'll find out Priest, Punk, McIntyre, Judgment Day, Sami Zayn, Alpha Academy, and more tonight's Raw. Oh, it's Michigan can hack any AI. Well, I'm sure they can. It doesn't make sense that this thing is spinning like this. You can't have more. That's like you can't have more than two things up, and you can't. Well, I'm not going to be able to play the return of Jeff Hardy for you like I wanted to, thanks to this GD machine and the wonderful world of unexpected, wow, sucky internet. So I'll just tell you what happened on TNA Against All Odds. Sammy Calhoun defeated Jonathan Grissom in a singles match. Alicia Edwards and Marcel defeated the Hex to retain the TNT Divas Tag Team belts. Steve Macklin and Mike Santana defeated the Radicals in a tag team match. PCO defeated Rich Swann with AJ Franco, who's their digital champion. I guess a title shot for that's coming later. The Systems, Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards defeated the Nemeth brothers, Nick and Ryan, to retain the TNT Tag Team belts. Frankie Kazarian defeated Joe Henry in a singles match. ABC defeated Eric Young and Josh Alexander. Jordan Grace defended her TNT championship against NXT's very own Tatum Dole, who she ran into at NXT Battleground the other night. So we got the crossover there with them. And finally, in the Broken Rules match, Moose defeated Matt Henry as Matt accidentally put his wife Reba Sky through the table on accident. The System come out, the Nemeth brothers come out, Joe Henry come out, everybody was fighting, and then the return of Jeff Hardy with his theme song. So I guess AEW don't own that theme song after all. You're going to be all right. I say go home. And that is it in the world of professional wrestling. After the break, if this thing stops freezing up, but I do have the information over here, we're going to talk about those poor elderly people being scammed. Same kind of scammers that try to call the station here. Scam and scam alike after the break. We'll get into that on this edition of the RyanORadio Penitentiary. I got through all your soap operas, male and female soap operas for you this morning. From Bold and the Beautiful to Young and the Restless to TNA Wrestling and WWE. All right, all your entertainment value's done. Bang in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. We got a full week of guests, by the way, just to let you guys know. Tomorrow morning, Richard Holdridge joins us in period number 2, our sports analyst. We'll talk UFL football and other action. We'll have Shane B in the final period talking movie reviews. Yes, I just told Drew just a moment ago, Gail. On Wednesday, it's going to be Weird Wednesday. True Crime Thursday, we'll have our friend, the one, the only, Courtney Lizo from the Book of Dead podcast. And on Friday, we got a couple of great guests local. Yes, Poopy Pie, good morning to you. I need to answer that question, and I'll answer Gail's question too right quick. You see the WNBA player named Dewana Bonner? Poor woman. Wow. Yes, Drew McIntyre he almost won the world title at Clash at the Castle the weekend. He was cheered. CM Punk come out. Referee got knocked down. Punk come out as a referee. Went 1-2 after the crowd counted up to 10. Stopped it and did the Scotland screw job and kicked Drew in the manhood and made him lose. So there you go. Back in a moment.
located here in Newnan, Georgia. We're an independent agency with access to multiple carriers.
Yeah, you should get home, buddy. I'm telling you.
Commercial insurance. We're your one-stop shop for your insurance needs. www.insurewithellsworth.com 770-755-7053. We look forward to meeting you soon.
In the market for either buying or selling your City First Mortgage Service, LLC is the first place for all your needs. Branch manager John B. Lewis and his staff can serve you with a smile and professional courtesy. Serving Georgia, Alabama, Florida, 770-598-0860. John B. Lewis.
If you got COVID, buddy, you need to. Oh, I forgot to put in.
This is Holly Reese with Warrior Defenders. Tune in every Monday at 10:30 a.m. for
You need to get home, buddy. I just believe you need to go home. I think your boss wouldn't want you there and you not being back here. What if you're not here tomorrow? If you get sick so bad you can't come back? What if you're out for a few days of work?
Weekdays, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
Welcome back in a little. You'll be all right. In the name of Jesus Christ, we pray over Matt feeling better and everything. He needs to get on home and make his way home and get himself taken care of. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. You can't last any much longer if you're getting too sick. You can't do your job very well. And I'm sure your boss will be all right with you going home. Everybody's trying to get you home. Test for COVID, Matt, for sure. 103 degrees is not a good thing. You need a test for COVID for sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 28 minutes past the hour, 75 degrees, beautiful sunny skies, Atlanta, metro Atlanta area. You're tuned in to RyanORadio Penitentiary, where radio gets results. That's right. Be part of the WQEE family, like so many others are part of the WQEE family and everything. McFly, go home, Marty, brother. We love you. You need to go home, bro. The radio does get results, like for so many people from, everywhere. Dr. Willie Oliver and Most Valuable Smiles. That's right, Most Valuable Smiles to Charlie Cobble Law Firm, Calvary Fellowship, Dr. Lewis Boynton, Newnan City Church, Wishbone Fried Chicken, Passion Life Church, Southern States Bank, Warrior Defenders, Honda of Newnan, Columbus River Dragons, the Chattahoochee Monsters, Harrington and Son Car Wash, House of Lighters, so many of our great sponsors. We have Ellsworth Insurance, as well as Allison Ray Waters, Realtor, all of these great people, part of the radio station and more. You can be part of this radio station as well. Yes, you can. There you go. All right, let's jump into it. Which team is going to win the Game 5? Their Game 5. Florida Panthers, you guys got 40% of that votes there. Tomorrow night, they play host to the Oilers after the 8-1 loss on Saturday in Canada. Boston Celtics tonight play host to the Dallas Mavericks in Game 5. 60% of you believe they're going to end their series tonight. So we'll see how that turns out. We'll keep you abreast of what's going on in the world of sports. Let's talk about this. One thing in news, the rules for the presidential debate is going to be on June 27th at CNN Center in Atlanta. That begins about, 9 p.m. Going to be about 90 minutes of a debate between former President Donald Trump and current President Joe Biden. And the rules are going to be very, very simple. They're going to keep it civil between the two. I know the last time it wasn't too civil between the two, but yes, they're going to cut these people's mics off so they can't talk. Only when they're responded to, asked a question, or if they have to respond to what their opponent has to say, will their mic be turned on. They will not be given 5 or 10 minutes to sit there and go, I like ice cream. I walk on the steps. I like ice cream. And then, no, ice cream great, but it's not the greatest thing. It's the best thing. The Napoleon ice cream is the best ever ice cream ever. You're wrong, Joe. Joe, wake up. We got some chocolate ice cream, Rocky Road. No, they're not going to be able to interrupt each other. Yes, I'm picking on them both. That's the way you do. You pick on your candidates. For people that are too hardcore about, I don't want to pick on either one of them. Get over yourselves. Get over yourselves. You took your wife too serious. That's why you take your life way too serious. Like, I didn't get that hamburger somewhere. I wanted a double cheeseburger and they didn't have it at McDonald's. Anyway, they're going to make them be civil for each other. Ice cream for ice cream, says Red. I don't know. It's going to be late. How are we going to keep them awake? Hell, I'm not going to be able to stay awake that late. How can you keep those two gentlemen up? Today I'm sitting in my car just chilling. There you go. Well, you got to take a nap if you're sitting in your car. No, I'm not going to belittle one over the other. We keep it down the middle here. He's going to freeze up, but so will all of them will. Oh, let's go. Good morning. Hello? Who's this? Hello? Hello? Turn the air on for sure. They hung up on me. I was going to talk about them next. But anyway, there you go. The rules are they're going to have to be civil to one another. So don't get mad when they shut them off and they're not talking. They didn't let them finish talking. No, they were talking way too much. They only had 2 minutes to talk and they wanted to sit there 15 minutes fussing. It's going to be civil this time, unlike the last time. The last time the two of these guys took each other on. And this is almost like a wrestling match. You get the same two competitors fighting for the championship. Like a boxing match. Oh, man. I think they're too old. They're gonna both freeze up on Pete. It's gonna be late night because I'm gonna be barely awake going, oh, what did they say? And if I'm gonna be snoring, I know they're gonna be tired. Turn on the air for sure, buddy. All right, we'll get away from that. So I just wanted to put that in there as a newsworthy. I'm glad that they're going to be being able to cut people's mics off. And both parties have agreed to it. So for you guys that don't understand, both parties, and I'm talking about the two gentlemen that will be speaking, have agreed to it. Not just the people around them, but the two gentlemen that will be there speaking have agreed to it. So if you think that neither one of them want to shut their mouth or whatever they're going to do, they agreed to this. They're the ones that agreed to it. So. Red Brick said we should put Biden and Trump into a boxing and see what happens. Well, I know they're both older, but I got to give the edge to Trump on that one. He's a little younger and quicker, so all he'd have to do is run around the ring and then Biden would fall asleep. They wouldn't really be fighting. So I give him that edge. Betting odds on that edge in Vegas. But that's a great idea, Red Bricks. No sleep, not getting better. No getting better says. Yeah, fall asleep. Fall asleep, Matt. 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 There you go. He eats steak every night also. Yeah, that's true. Hey, I can't hate a man for eating steak every night, though. If you got the money, do it. I don't hate either one of these men for having all that money. Don't get me wrong. You won't hear me hate on people for having all that money now and being able to do that. And if they're both smart enough to get other people to pay them and help them out with their campaigns, hey, I'm not gonna say anything dog and anybody about that. I wish I could get everybody to pay me. I got to figure out how they're doing it. Maybe I'll send them both a message and say, how do you get people to do this? And maybe they'll give me some ideas. Oh, Lord. Picking, guys, just picking. All right, authorities. And after the break, we're going to talk about authorities in California as a cat burglar becomes a bear burglar. But first, this is an important news story here this morning that I wanted to get into. The FBI, you need to learn mind control. I can't do that, Matt. I can't do mind control. So I want you guys to have your own minds. I don't care which person you vote for coming up in November. None of my business who you want to vote for. I pick on both of them. But if you like Biden, that's fine. If you like Trump, that's fine. It doesn't bother me. That's what America's about. Now, some people are going to talk about both of them. That's the way it is. Boom, 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 whatever. Don't care. But, yeah, I don't want to be mind control for a superpower. I mean, both of them are geniuses for doing that, I guess. They're a lot smarter than people give them credit for. So if they're doing that, there you go. On behalf of the UK, Sean says, good morning, Sean. On behalf of the UK, please don't put neither one of me in. He says, no, I'm just kidding. Please find somebody third party. RFK, he may think lizard people are real, but you know. When we get rid of them, we'll get rid of both of them. They're both senile. Oh, they both are senile. And I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but it's reality. He says he can't wait for the Warrior to finish. Are you trying to you done with me? Are you done with me, Pete? Is that what you're trying to say? Sean says, please get rid of both of them. I'm just kidding. Please elect RFK if you can. It's a joke. Please don't get mad when I'm making fun of both of them. Okay. People take to offense. That's demon possessed right there. I'm going to kill somebody over my candidate. Kiss my ass. I make fun of both of them. Votes don't matter. Thank you, Red Bricks. I'm going to write RyanORadio in. You know what? If everybody wrote me in, maybe I'll win. Ryan O'Neal for president. Yeah. That's what everybody keeps telling me. Once I get in there, I'd be assassinated. Like, all right, you know what? I want to bring the Trump supporters and the Biden supporters and the Democrats and Republicans together. Okay, guys, let's go. I do want to hear what AOC has to say, but also Marjorie Taylor Greene. Come on, give me some of your... Boom, I'd be dead. You mean you're trying to listen to them both? Don't do that. Wait. I'm not trying to get killed. I'm just trying to listen to people. All right, FBI warns an uptick in scams against targeting older people ahead of the World of Elderly Abuse Awareness Day that happened this past weekend, June 15th. FBI on Saturday lost out that there was double digits increasing and reported elderly fraud cases. In a statement, Crime Center already said there's likely 1 billion elderly fraud people have lost over $3 million. No, lost 1.6 billion this year so far. And last year it was only 300 million. What? Wow. You hear him calling here. We want to get you some insurance. Hey, your car warranty. Wash out that car. I don't have it anymore. Watch out, guys. Anybody that calls you, and it's like 12 said earlier, I think that was him, that all the elderly people are lonely and don't have anybody to talk to. That's true. That's exactly true. That's exactly true. That's exactly true. So be on the lookout for it. Make sure you take your parents' phone away from them before they go to bed at night. It's through their computers. Yeah, that's another thing, the Genie Jump. Oh, that's a cool name. Are you an exerciser? Is it a radio show podcast? Sounds like it'd be a good radio show there. Because we are on the radio here in Atlanta. Sounds like a good radio show idea. Yeah, it's through their computers. And people send them things. You know, I get them sometimes going, there's a bank in so-and-so over in so-and-so in another country. I have lots of people to talk to. Cher, you're a party girl. You're still a party girl. You just went and saw Tim McGraw. You and your friends went and saw Tim McGraw. But some people don't. And Cher, you're not old. So there you go. Neither is Gail. So there you go. We're talking about old folks, guys. The ones that seem to be your same age, but they're old. And everything. We're talking about real old folks. We're not talking about people. REO Speedwagon, going to see them. Anyway, they'll send them messages like through the email. The Genie Jump is from Toronto. Woohoo! Canada in the house. Do you think the Panthers are going to lose tomorrow night again, or do you think the Panthers are going to finish it out? Got to be a hockey fan. If you're from Canada. If you're not, it's what? Anyway, and I know you're not. I don't know if you're really pulling for the Oilers since you're in Toronto. But anyway, I know Flames fans are not. Anyway, these people sending this thing, they'll send it to you telling you in this bank, we'll give you this. You need to send us over your name now, all this kind of stuff. And then they'll go, you got to pay $500. Well, I usually send a message going, hey, I tell you what, since you give me a couple of million, you go ahead and send me the money to my bank. Instead of paying $500, I'll go and give you back $1,000 for it. Or if you're a lawyer, they say they're a lawyer. I'm like, take 20% out of that, man. Just go ahead and send it to me. They never want to do that for some reason. One time I had one use a lawyer's name that I sent information to the guy who's in London, a lawyer in London. And I sent information to him. He said, thank you for sending this to me. I'll have my people check this out. He said, they're using my name. So, which I already know they're all scams. I'm never going to be handing $500,000 or $5 million in my life like that. Okay. It just doesn't happen. Okay. Free this and free that's just not true. We're going to pay for all your bills and give you a card to pay for all your bills and your food and everything. Not going to happen. Okay. Not going to happen. Scam alert. Thank you, 12. So make sure you take your parents, go over to their house, Go over to their house today before they shut down. And this is for you too, Warrior Defenders. Take all of their social media. Make sure you have it set up to where their internet goes off at 7 o'clock and they can't get on the internet. And have their phones sent to voice message. That way they won't get scammed. That's how you take care of the boomers. Back in my day, I'm a boomer. I'm strong. Yeah, I know. You know, you hate everybody and everybody is this. And back in your day, you could smack a woman upside the head on the backside and get away with it. Cancel culture this, cancel. Old person, shut up. Shut up. Sit around and watch Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. With Ryan Seacrest now is going to be the soon-to-be host of not Jeopardy, but Wheel of Fortune. You don't need to be on your phones because they're not going to hand you $5 million. They're not going to give you free food. They're not going to take care of your bills. Stop it. Overflow. Enter the Sandman. I'm going to drop that one in there for them to put in their Friday show lyrical wisdom. Warrior Defender says, guest on Empower Strike Backs today is from Canada. Woohoo! All right, we're going to take a break back in a moment. When we come back, we're going to talk about I'm going to punch myself in the face because I don't give a blank. What? You don't care? What do you don't care? You don't care. You must be one of the people that are trying to scam them. God, Mike, I can't believe this guy's telling them not to do it. That's how I make a living and take care of my 10 kids. Back in a moment on the RyanORadio Penitentiary. A bear. Not a cat burglar, but a bear burglar after the break. Here you go, Overflow.
Are you looking for a reliable dental practice that not only cares about your teeth, but is friendly to work with? How about one that offers great deals and new patient?
Something keeps falling out of your pockets. I'm sorry, your pee-pee. Well, sometimes when it's too big, buddy, it just happens. You got to find better pants. Oh, how are you doing? I'm doing great. Have you heard about the chance of getting this money? You need big baggy pants, brother. Big baggy pants. That way you can put a belt on and pull them up, and then it can just flow freely, like dolphins in the ocean. Probably so.
We take pride in providing personalized service. Come to Southern States Bank, where great service comes naturally. Visit us today or check us out at southernstatesbank.net.
Well, it's case because you're running around too many women. You're going to have to,
Hey, sports fans, it's Rod Peterson here, host of the Rod Peterson Show, inviting you to join
Yeah, it
us
does.
for 2 hours
At times.
as fun as sports talk right here on
I'm ready to go home and go back to sleep. Well, Matt ain't. He's going to stay for another couple hours, and he's sick. The Jenny Jump. I still think the Jenny Jump sounds like a good name for a radio show.
That's the Ryan Peterson Show, daily at noon, right here on WQEE.
Let it flow free like dolphins in an ocean.
Monday through Friday from 2 to 3 p.m.
Welcome to the penitentiary with all the inmates. See, they're coming after you now.
Columbus River Dragons, Columbus Rapids, Columbus Lions, Columbus Chattahoochee, Columbus State Cougars and Lady Cougars, and all the high school football and basketball action in the Chattahoochee Valley. If you have a sports question or would like to be a guest, you could always message me on my Twitter page or
No, this is Frappuccino, which tastes like chocolate milk. I mean, I don't know what kind of question you're asking there. You might offend some of the educated people in here by asking those questions. We have educated people in here talking about physics and talking about, sports and the mountains that used to be buildings. So those kind of questions probably good. It's under their intelligence radar. Go Panthers says Enzo Amore. What's up, Enzo? What you doing there this morning? That's all right. You can be fused a few times. Enjoy the win, the Oilers. Ha. That cup is living in the U.S. Enzo is the. So you're going to pick them to take it tomorrow night, huh? All right, we'll get our poll question out of here before we get out of the hour and everything, and so much more going on. I just want to go ahead and say, got one more newsworthy note. Authorities in California say a single single bear was responsible for not one, not two, but 5 break-ins, ladies and gentlemen, in 2 hours in a small California town. No more cat burglars, a bear burglar. Boo-boo, gotta look for that picnic basket. Well, there was one woman who was in the house at the time and had to lock herself in her room until the bear left. The bear was looking for food because he eventually did drop a frozen chicken from one that was on just was in one of the refrigerators. I can't eat this. Humans don't know how to cook anything for us. And boo-boo, them humans got frozen chickens. What's wrong with the humans? I don't know, Yogi. I think they're stupid. Supposed to say leaving dumb auto spell. Oh, okay. Okay. Alrighty then. People are standing around at work waiting for me to work. Well, you tell them that I said that they need to get their butts to work, them lazy bums, because I got a listener named Matt who's about on his deathbed sitting there working. So all the rest of you bums get off your butt and go to work. Maybe Matt has fell asleep in his car now. I'm officially toasted, so bear with me. That's all right, Enzo. You and Sweetleaf will get along very well. Sweetleaf's like, yeah, man, way to go. Let's toast one together. Collab and Weed Radio is my 2 friends. Radio station. Woo. No parts here from the other plant. Oh, I know. Right? Well, they're going to be shutting down one of those plants that you have to deal with. Well, parts of it. Jesus Christ. Yeah, the automation works out very good for us. AI does very well. All right. I never would have thought about a bear. Hey, boo-boo. These bears are just getting downright influential. All right, we had our daily devotion today brought to you by one of our wonderful listeners earlier who brought it in there from Acts 19. We appreciate him. That was brought to you by Newton City Church, 17 First Avenue, here in the metro Atlanta area in Newton, every Sunday morning. Church service is 8 a.m. inside, 8 a.m. inside. Outside services at 9 and 10:30, but you also can be inside during those times as well. And evening services at 6 p.m. They make more money at the other plant. Oh, I'm sure they do. All righty. You know what time it is. Let's go ahead and close it out, the poll out. Not as many people vote today as they normally do, but that's all right. Which team is going to win their game 5? The Florida Panthers, 40% of the votes. That's tomorrow night in Sunrise, Florida. The Panthers play host to the Oilers in game 5 of the Stanley Cup Playoffs. Tonight, the Boston Celtics got 60% of the votes. They play host to the Dallas Mavericks, who beat them 123-84 or something on Saturday. And on Friday. And they got game 5 tonight in Boston. Enzo said, let's go Florida. Let's go Florida. Let's go Florida. Go Panthers. Well, all I know is our midday show host, Rob Peterson, is just a hockey guy. And right now, since he lives there, he's a Florida Panthers fan because they do a great job with him. His wife is an Oilers fan. When they lose, it's a good thing he's on the road during the summer for his show because he won't have, by the time he gets back, he won't have to sleep on the couch since his team won. Oh, you have a great rest of your day. Share, too. Hopefully all those storms coming through will be good for you. Pete says, run, Ryan, run. Yeah, they're coming to get me, right? We shall see, says Matt. Enzo says, I'm a little sad after Tuesday, even though my partners will win. I missed hockey. Even though my Panthers will win, I missed hockey. There you go. I don't watch hockey. I didn't watch hockey to the end. Yeah, when they started dominating them, I was like, forget it. Hope you guys had a great Father's Day, by the way. And Gail, did you get them horse pills for us so we can give them to everybody? Matt, feel better. Bye, share, Pete, everybody. Sweet Leaf says, you better say bye to me. Sue says, she's forgot all about us. She's got new friends on the YouTube. Tim says, that's the way it is. Bob says, she forgot all about us. Alice says in Canada, yeah, we love you, Gail. Why'd you forget about us? Gail, everybody, all the other feeds are asking about you. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I bring news from afar and play music for your cheers. What am I? Radio? See you tomorrow at 12. Feel better, Matt. Everybody is praying for you. Thank you, the Jenny Jump. Great show. You take care as well. Horse bills. Bye, Sue and gang and Sweet Leaf. There you go. Until we meet again, peace, love, respect. I'm out here. Stay tuned. At 10:30 a.m. this morning, it's the Empower Strike Back show with H.D. Reese, author, podcaster, and more. And she's got a very special guest from Canada on. Also, we'll have some best of. 12 to 2 will be the sports beat. 12 to 2 will be the Rob Peterson show. He'll be talking hockey. He'll be talking CFL football and NFL action. 2 to 3 will be the sports beat with Richard Holdridge. And 3 to 5 will be Brace Country Radio. But if you know of a radio show out there or some radio shows that's lost their homes, we're available to have them here at this station. Why? Because we're live, local, and I've been here for 8 years, and I will not be leaving unless the good Lord says it's time for me to go. See you on the flip side. Peace, love, respect. I'm out of here. Woo, go Panthers. Red Brick says, yes, radio. That's what we talked about earlier. Go Panthers. All right, guys, I appreciate it being with you. Thank you, Red. We'll see you guys on the flip side. We got people coming in, live shows. We're adding some new real estate shows. We got just a lot of fantastic things going on in the next month or so. We need our own hockey team, don't we, Pete? Bobby will let up under 2 goals Tuesday, I bet. There you go. Christopher, thank you for being with us. I thought you had left, but you had some things to do. Always a pleasure. And Jenny, let's go back. Thank you for saying that nice stuff. The Jenny Jump, thank you very much. All right, guys. Real radio for real people and local and stuff. We thank you. Peace, love, respect out there. Brick wall, Bobby. There you go, Enzo. You guys have a great day. I had to make sure I said bye to you, Jenny. Don't want you being left out. Adios, amigos. There you go, Enzo. Get well soon, Matt. We pray for you, Matt, brother. Take care. Be back with us tomorrow at 100% healthy, brother. You guys have a great rest of your day, night, evening, wherever you're at.